Yvette, hi Margaret, hi Roxanne, hi Shireen, hi Rebecca, and Miss Yvette, all of these queens. All the women who log on here is queen and all the men who log on is king. You don't play that at all, it's royalty in the house. But I appreciate it, darling. I shall make pleasure to dedicate my life to the service of my God and my country. I'll honor my parents, my teachers, my leaders, my elders, and those in authority. I'll be clean and honest in all my thoughts, my words, and my deeds. And I'll strive in everything I do to work together with my fellow men of every creed and race for the greater happiness of all and the honor and glory of my country. People, share the live, let people come on and listen. It is important. You don't want people to go away with no fake news and misinformation and disinformation and no propaganda. Real talk here today. So let me start. We good news, because there's always something good in the world to celebrate, or even right here in Trinidad and Tobago to celebrate. And again, I continue to ask, how are these companies making money? Because I'm seeing here, let me just scroll to it because I just have to take my time to write. Before I reach the companies making money, I saw this. I saw this that sorry about that. One of Massey's All-Star players, or I'm not sure if it's on the range also, but Leon Smooth Edwards, he received his honorary doctorate, and this is the person here at the side here. So let me see what is the treat for. That's from Matthews. This was his arrangement. Right, so people, I just brought you a little of it. That is Leon Smooth Edwards of Massey's All Stars. That was his arrangement. He has gotten an honorary degree. So I just brought back a little sweet music. Yeah, he got it from the University of Trinidad and Tobago. And said Massey All Stars are saying, and their family, we are all celebrating a week of smooth, looking back at milestones arrangements spanning his career with Trinidad All Stars Steel Orchestra. They said the fifth year Corita Banker, enough said, thank you, Smooth, for your music and mentorship. So that is a little write-up they had here, so I just wanted to bring that to you all. I can't play the whole thing because the arrangement is like 10 minutes, right? So some good news, panel. Always We quality always waiting. Congratulations again there to Mr. Leon Smooth. I think it's Edwards, if I'm not mistaken, on your achievement. I'm seeing also that Trinidad and Tobago gets an award. I wonder what they get an award for. I used to really like masses also. It used to be Catelli also. And I'd love it because when I was small, my mom and they used to buy Catelli soup for me when I was 6. So anything with Catelli, that was mine. Yeah, so I had a shares in the company and all kind of thing. So I love Catelli from since then, and then they became All Stars, Massey All Stars. So I'm seeing in Loop News, November the 6th, 2024, that Trinidad and Tobago receives Lovely Planet Travel Award. It says Trinidad and Tobago has received an award from the popular and trusted travel guide, Lonely Planet. Minister of Culture and Tourism, Randall Mitchell, received the award after TNT was placed at number 7 in the top 30 countries for best in travel in 2025 at the World's Travel Market 2024 in London. Mitchell said, together with the THE Secretary, Fali Augustine, is currently in London with a delegation from Trinidad and Tobago. According to a media release from the Ministry of Culture, in the 15th edition of Lonely Planet Best in Travel Guide 30, must destinations were featured globally. Trinidad and Tobago owns its place standing out as the only Caribbean destination to be featured in the country's category and praised for its rich culture, breathtaking natural landscape, and renowned hospitality, the release noted. According to Mitchell, it was a proud moment for the Twin Islands, placing us on the world map in an exciting way. Lonely Planet praised the country's vibrant food scene and highlighted Carnival as a major attraction. It also noted the country's ecotourism options, including hiking, turtle watching, and bird watching at the Asa Wright Nature Center. So this is another travel guide would have rated us. The last one rated us number 10 in travel spots, and then we are rated number 7 here now from another guide, another hospitality, another tourist guide from England as number 7 in the world. So yeah, at least this time we don't have no man going, and no spit running down his chin and all that. It was done properly this time. So congratulations again to us. Excuse me, to us. Congratulations to us. Congratulations to us. There's always something still to celebrate. I'm also seeing that Ansel McCall, I want to know who Ansel McCall making the money from. Who buying from them? I don't get it. Because remember, we're suffering. We don't have nothing. We go eat grass. So this was 20 hours ago in The Guardian. Ansel Merchant's profit rises 24.4%. Ansel Merchant Bank Limited recorded an after-tax profit of $118.84 million for the first 9 months of its 2024 financial year, a 24.4% increase compared to the $95.5 million the company earned for the same period in 2023. It is according to the bank's unaudited interim results 9 months ending September 30th, 2024. Who are these people clients? Who it is banking with them, who borrowing with them, how they making money. This is according, right, in his statement, Ansel Merchant Chairman A. Norman Sabda explained that the banking and insurance business earned a net operating income of $505 million for the 9 months ending September 24, 9.8% lower than the prior period, restated comparative of $560 million. However, operating profit was in line with the prior period restated profit of $129 million. In 2023, the quarterly results were presented under IFRS 4, the insurance contract, while this year the quarterly results are being presented using the updated IFRS 17 accounting standard insurance contracts. Therefore, to facilitate comparability, the prior period results have been restated. You see them restated. So what I had put before, it wasn't that, and they come and restate, but okay, I'll go reach to that. Earnings per share for the 9-month ending September 2024 increased by 24% to 139 million from 112 million in the comparable period 2023. Assets on the group's balance sheet increased by 1.6% over the prior year to 10.2 billion, while satisfying all regulatory capital guidelines. SABGA also noted that the banking segment comprising Ansell Mutual Bank Limited, Ansell Mutual Bank Barbados Limited, and Ansell Bank Limited recorded net operating income of 337 million. In 2023, it was 331 million, and profits before tax at 76.5 million. In 2023, it was $102 million. Significant investments continue to be made to enhance Ansell Bank digital capabilities to better serve our customers and expand both our retail and commercial banking divisions, SABCA said. The insurance segment comprising Tatil Life, called Fire and Trident, earned net operating income of 212 million in 2023. They earned 315 million and profit before tax of 89 million. 2023, it was 61 million for the 9-month ending September 2024. Year on year, SABGA said the segment has experienced growth in core business lines and continues to demonstrate resilience, notwithstanding the competitive environment coupled with substantial claims inflation, particularly in the motor line of business. He said he was also pleased to report that Carrie Chris has reaffirmed the high creditworthiness rating of Carrie AA and TTAA for the Ansell Mutual Bank Group for the 3rd consecutive year. So Ansell Mutual Bank making money, and they're making money because people investing, people taking out insurance and all kind of different things. But we have money, we suffering and it's hard. I'm not saying we don't have some challenges, but good grief, man. I'm also seeing that more airlines coming to Trinidad, boy. Just a minute. More airlines coming to TNT. Where is this? We just had that oh gosh. The story is not open, but it says that TNT set to get a significant boost in its tourism and economic sector following news that 2 new airlines are due to start flying to Trinidad and Tobago in the near future. We already had one who had stopped, I think it was, oh gosh, or they helped me now. I think it was a Canada airline. They are back, and now we have 2 more coming. So let's see. So I'm seeing some news in Jamaica. Hi, Joycelyn. Hi, Joda. Hi, Sarah. And what I'm seeing here, it's in the Guardian. 20 hours ago, it said championship ready. Jamaica's Open Golf Championship ready for tee-off at Tyrrell Golf Club. So it says here, Hanover, Jamaica, the excitement is building for the prestigious Jamaica Open Golf Championship, which is set to take place for the 5th consecutive year at the scenic Tyrrell Golf Club in Hanover. The event, organized by Jamaica Golf Association, was officially launched at the Constant Spring Golf Club in St. Andrew, Jamaica recently. Tournaments will run from November the 10th to the 12th, with a Pro-Am tournament scheduled on November the 9th, where both professionals and amateurs will play in teams, fostering camaraderie and allowing overseas golfers to familiarize themselves with the challenging course. The Jamaica Open will see over 60 participants from the USA, Canada, Uganda, Trinidad and Tobago, Bermuda and Jamaica. Amongst the competitors is defending champion Andrew Aft from the USA. This year format remains stroke play, with players competing over 18 holes each day, totaling 54 holes for the championship. We are looking forward to a successful event, said Peter Chin, chairman of the organizing committee. Entry numbers have surpassed last year, which is great, which is a great sign of the tournament's recovery post-pandemic. Prize monies play a big part in the role of attracting top talent, and this year's purse is set at US $110 million for a full field. This year, Jamaica Golf Association is honoring legendary Jamaican golfer Johnny Bloomberg or Johnny Bloomfield, the only player to win 3 consecutive Jamaica's Open. Jamaican Golf Association President Jody Monbaro assured the Tyrrell course is in excellent condition despite the heavy rainfall that the islands experienced from Tropical Storm Raphael. The rough will grow again, adding to the course natural challenges. Tyrrell is already known for its difficulty, and the wind picks up, and it will even more demanding for the players. It is an ideal venue for the Jamaica Open. Why I read this? Because in Jamaica, golf championship and golf course and thing is a big thing. The citizens of Jamaica ain't eating up themselves because Jamaica invests money in the golf course and all that because they understand what it is about tourism, because those are the things that bringing in foreign investment. No, imagine if that was in TNT. But I want to look at something. You can say, you know what? Let me look at Jamaica in terms of the human capacity index. So, just a minute. It says here that, oh God, look how small the writing is. Oh, yeah. It says here, this was 2020 Human Capital Index. So this brief provides an update on the Human Capital Index, HCL, first launched in 2018. The HCI is I, not L. The HCI measures the amount of human capital that a child born today can expect to attain by age 18. It conveys the productivity of the next generation of workers compared to a benchmark of complete education and full health. Worldwide, a child born in 2020 can expect on average to be 36% as productive as she could be when she grows up. All data represent the status of countries for COVID-19. So it says in Jamaica, the Human Capital Index says a child born in Jamaica today will be 53% as productive when she grows up, and she could be if she enjoyed complete education and full health. This is lower than the average for Latin America and Caribbean regions and upper middle income countries. Probability of survival to age 5. 99 out of 100 children born in Jamaica survive to age 5. Expected year of school. In Jamaica, a child who starts school at age 4 can expect to complete 11.4 years of school by her 18th birthday. It said harmonized test scores. Students in Jamaica score 367 on a scale where 625 represents advanced attainment and 300 represents minimum attainment. Learning adjusted years of school, factoring in what children actually learn, expected years of school is only 7.1 years. Adult survival rate. Across Jamaica, 80% of 15-year-olds will survive until age 60. This statistics is a proxy for the range of health risks that a child born today in Jamaica would experience as an adult under current conditions. And health growth, 94 out of 100 children are not stunted. 6 out of 100 children are stunted and so are at risk of cognitive and physical limitation that can last a lifetime. It says in Jamaica, the HCI, that's the Human Capacity Index for girls, is higher than for boys. And it went on. There's a reason why I'm looking at this, because they say we country so bad and it this and that. So I said, let me look at Trinidad. Also, Jamaica is ranked 97th on the Human Index with a score of 0.53. That means that a child born in Jamaica today will be 53% as productive as they could if they had full access to education and health, and I read all that. Trinidad and Tobago, our Human Capital Index value for 2024 is 0.71739. The country's HCI increased from 0.55 to 0.60 between 2010 to 2020. And here are some indicators. Child survival, this is Trinidad. 98 of the 100 children born in Trinidad and Tobago survived to age 5. Expected years of school, a child who starts school at 4 can expect to complete 12.4 years of school by her 18th birthday. In Jamaica, it's 7-point-something years. Harmonized test scores. Students in Trinidad and Tobago score 458 on a scale, where 625 represent advanced attainment and 300 represents minimum attainment. In Jamaica, it's 300 and something. Neonatal mortality rate, 6.5%, 1,000 live birth, which is among the lowest in the region. Trinidad and Tobago is considered a high-income country with a strong economy. The country's wealth comes from its large oil and natural gas reserves. So I just shown you how there we are not doing bad at all. We are doing better than a lot of countries in the world, in the Caribbean. So let me continue. In Tobago, I am seeing that the airport is the time that is scheduled to finish, they are finishing before the time they would have said that the Tobago airport is going to be open. So they on schedule. In fact, away in front of schedule, there is no confusion with course overruns, nothing at all. So let me see what they have here. So this was Guardian. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Hadara. So it says Tobago Airport. This was 20 hours ago in Guardian. Tobago Airport set to open earlier than expected. The new terminal at A.N.R. Robinson International Airport expansion project could be completed sooner than originally planned. Although the terminal was set to be ready by the end of the first quarter of 2025, National Infrastructure Development Limited, NIDCO chairman Herbert George now believes it could be finished earlier, possibly in the first part of that quarter. The billion-dollar project constructed by China Railroad Construction is being managed by NIDCO. George has not committed to a specific date, but agrees that there is noticeable advanced progress each week. During a visit to the construction site yesterday, Guardian Media observed the larger of the two buildings was approximately 95% completed, with workers seen handling smaller tasks on the nearly completed building. Outside, landscaping at the main entrance was underway with a newly planted roundabout and nearly completed fencing along the perimeter. According to George, the project remains on budget and has faced no major setback. It is not just a shell, George said. He added, all the equipment has to be in and commissioned. So you have work going on within the terminal you are looking at. Those are the works that are being done now. We are working towards having it done, having it completed no later than the first quarter. In September, the Prime Minister gave Parliament an update on the project. He noted that payments to date to the main contractor total US $65 million, not including land acquisition costs of approximately $300 million. This was an initial delay. There was an initial delay to the project due to COVID-19 pandemic. At the contract signing ceremony for the airport expansion project in January 2020, Finance Minister Carl Edwards said a total of $1.2 billion will be spent on the construction of a new airport terminal in Tobago, along with an upgrade of existing facilities and the acquisition of land in Crown Point to complete the expansion. He said the new terminal was expected to cost 870 million, while 36 million would be spent to upgrade the existing airport terminal. The government allocated 300 million to acquire 53 acres of land between Stowe Bay, Local Road, and the airport perimeter fence in the Bonaccord area. The airport expansion contract, which was initially expected to take 2 years to be completed, 4 months for design and 20 months of construction. At the signing ceremony, EMBD and China Railway bid was the only compliant bid at the end of the tendering process. So the airport, and this is what it is going to look like. Now, that is what was done under this government. The same government that they say hasn't done anything, hasn't built anything, and just spending money just so. But that was built, and we are here, no confusion. Let me look at the Piaco airport that the UNC, the Piaco airport that the UNC was involved in, compared to what we know read here. Okay, and tell me if this is not a government working for you. Let me get it for you. Just a minute. Just give me a minute for it to open. This was in the Newsday. AG steps aside in Piaco corruption case, conflict of interest over ex-client Kwaitong and Arena Pia. Remember that drama? So Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Reginald Amor said he has recused himself of any involvement in the Miami-Dade County, Florida case involving former government minister Brian Kwaitong and his girlfriend Rene Pia, both of whom are facing corruption charges arising out of the Piaco International Airport expansion project. Amor, who was sworn in as Attorney General on May the 16th after cabinet reshuffle, had previously represented Kwaitong and Pia. In a statement on Saturday from the office of the Attorney General, Amor gave a chronology. Amor gave a chronology of events that led to a decision. He said, to the date of his appointment, the case involving Republic of Trinidad and Tobago versus Bill Hillman Consultants Incorporated, Steve Ferguson, Raul J. Gutierrez Jr., Brian Kwaitong Miami case was pending in Miami-Dade County Court, 11 Judicial Circuit Court, Florida. Amor said that the Miami case was begun in 2004 by attorneys Sequel Law on the instruction of then Attorney General John Jeremy Senior Counsel. He said named representatives from TNT, which is the plaintiff in the Miami case, and whose name have appeared on the record, excuse me, from inception were Jeremy, Bridget Anissa George, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Glenda Maureen SC, Anand Ramnugan SC, Gavin Nicholas, Faris Alwari, his predecessor, and lastly himself. Amor said on March 30th he attended his first introductory virtual meeting by teleconference with Sequel Law in reference to the Miami case, and the purpose of which was to provide him with a brief status report on TNT's readiness for trial. He said on that call were two representatives of Sequel Law, himself and Tony Ramkisoon, Director of Civil Litigation, Attorney General Secretariat, and the Office of the Attorney General in the Ministry of Legal Affairs. Right? So that was the drama and bacchanal there they had with SC Amor, and he would have cleared that up. So let me get to the case itself. Corruption. Give me a minute for you. Right. So let me see what they have here. So it says here, this was a real-estate story in 2023. It was in Daily Express, massive corruption. It has remained under wraps for 2 decades. The Sunday Express has, however, obtained a copy of the reports for the Commission of Inquiry into the Piako Airport Development Project, a subject which was poisoned by political bloodstream of Trinidad and Tobago with allegations of corruption on a grand scale and counter-allegation of political witch hunting. The report of the Commission of Inquiry, which examined the project from April 2002 to August 2003, found serious breaches, including acts of massive corruption, greed, conflicts of interest, inequality of treatment, favoritism, gross misconduct, irregularities, improprieties, and mismanagement by many, including ministers of the former UNC administration. The report, which was never laid in Parliament, named top government officials and businessmen as the key players in the scandalous affair, who plotted to defraud the state through the 1.6 billion Piako Airport Development Project. The report, however, had high praise for only one member of the Basil Pandey cabinet, Julian John. It condemned the behavior of 2 other high-ranking officials or government officials, and while critical of former Minister of Housing and Settlement John Humphrey, it absolved him of any link to corruption. For the head of the government, Basil Pandey, the commission was ambivalent, likening him to Roman Emperor Nero. The project, which started at an anticipated construction cost of $662 million, ended up at $1.6 billion, a $1 billion cost overrun. According to the report, it was a top government official who changed the funding arrangement from bill operate transfer to general borrowing financing by the government, which cabinet agreed to on his advice. The project was given an open checkbook. The report said 6 loans were raised from local and foreign banks totaling $1.54 billion. The estimated total repayment on these, together with interest and charges over the 20-year period, amounted to $3.55 billion. Pandey fiddled while the airport burned. The commission found no direct evidence that then Prime Minister Pandey was a party to the scandalous events swirling under his administration. However, it found that despite public outcries and verbal complaints made to him by NIPDEC General Manager Noel Garcia and NIPDEC Director Francis Mongrou about what was going on with the airport project, Pandey, like Roman Emperor Nero, stood there and fiddled during this unsavory affair. The report added that it was not until Julian John, a latecomer to the project, saw and reported to him about the greed and insanity, in her words, that were operating at the project that he was bestirred. According to Ms. John, she had told Mr. Pandey exactly this. She claimed that he responded by telling her that he was aware that there was a feeding frenzy and a mulch cow in operations on the project. He then promised to abolish the interministerial committee. He later followed up on his promise and abolished this committee. We construe the words of Pandey, feeding frenzy, and milching of the cow to mean that the then Prime Minister seemed to be aware that considerable improprieties were taking place on this project, and one must wonder why did he not intervene earlier, the Commission said. The Commission acknowledged that before its rebuilding, citizens had expressed shame at the obsolete terminal facility and empathized with the idea of a new terminal building and associated facilities. But what they ended up getting was a facility which professionals said was outrageously expensive, inadequate in its design and construction quality. Parameters of quality, cost, and delivery time show that this project had failed on every count. Perhaps the greatest plaudit went to Julian John, who replaced Sadiq Bash as a Minister of Works and Transport late in the day, who turned out to be very convincing, helpful, and effective witness, to whom the Commission was most grateful. John said she expressed a disapproval of the manipulation, which she discovered had been the order of the day on this project. She ordered that any future work should be made open to public tender. She said she attended only one meeting of the ad hoc ministerial committee chaired by John Humphrey, which comprised ministers and public officials, and stated that on this one and only appearance, she was an unwelcome guest. According to her, she was not at all happy about what had transpired in the meeting. So after this meeting, she and then Finance Minister Gerald Yetman, who at the time had replaced Minister Brian Quaitong, who also attended, had decided not to take any further part in the deliberations of this body again. She never did thereafter. She then took her concerns to Pandy. In the Commission opinion, were it not for the resolute determination and firm resolve of this newly appointed line minister, the feeding and mulching would have continued unabated, the report said. The Commission cited two admirable instances of John's industry and steadfastness. A two-door kennel estimated to cost TT $170,000 and a change order in the sum of 20 million for the VIP launch came to her attention, and she struck them down and ordered that these works be put out to public tender. The award for these eventually were TT 84 million and 12 million respectively, resulting in considerable savings to the taxpayer due to John's critical intervention. She summed up the operation and the project as chaotic, treacherous, and scandalous. Her predecessor, Mr. Sadiq Bash, never formally handed over to her. He kept his distance from her, so she returned the compliment. Ms. John's role as line minister was indeed commendable, and in this connection, the Commission is of the view that the country owes her a deep and profound sense of gratitude, the report said. I will leave it there for now. But here we have Ms. John, the same Ms. John, with the same party. Because Kamla Prasad Bisasa was right there when all that was happening. But look at the difference. The airport in Tobago, it built, it almost finished. Even before time, there was no cost overrun. Unlike the Piaco airport that Kamla Prasad Bisasa was a part of. Then we had forensic, accountant Bob Lindquist. All remember that? Forensic accountant Bob Lindquist said yesterday he was sometimes frustrated by what he saw in Trinidad, and he just wished we could get our act together and enjoy life. The Canadian, who has returned to complete his investigation into allegations of corruption regarding the construction of the Piaco International Airport, was speaking at a joint news conference with Attorney General Glenda Moran at the AG's Cabello Chambers office yesterday. That was back then. Without disclosing much about his investigation into the Piaco Airport, he said it was well beyond 75% completed, and he had been asked to do other work for the government. He refused to say when his probe will be completed, but admitted that the information found to date says to us that we need to continue to find the rest of the information. Lindquist, who had been hired during the term of office of the former Attorney General Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj, handed in an interim report which found that the Piaco Airport project had been a fraud on the people of Trinidad and Tobago and an abuse of public funds. Lindquist, who had been hired during the term of former attorney, right, I read that. He described his investigation process as a people and paper. He described his process as a people and paper one. He said there was full cooperation from the persons interviewed so far, and if there were any stumbling blocks, he had no doubt that the 14 officers from the anti-corruption squad working with him would overcome them. He noted that it was important for him to leave them with training so that they can take on more responsibility. Asked about concerns about the risks that he faced because of his line of work, Lindquist said it goes with the territory. It's the nature of my business, and it is always a factor domestically and internationally which I learn to live with. About his remuneration package, Lindquist said his rate structure is very competitive and one which he was very comfortable with. He also expressed satisfaction working with Moran's predecessor, Kamla Prasad Bisasa. Lindquist, who was requested to appear before the Integrity Commission, was expected to do so yesterday afternoon following his meeting with Maureen. He arrived in Trinidad on Thursday night and will leave tomorrow. Maureen said he will return in the future, and she was unable to say when. Lindquist said he had a particular interest in Trinidad and saw it as a land of great opportunities. But I get frustrated sometimes by what I see in your country, and I just wish you would get your act together and enjoy life and do well. Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj, SC, who was the AG under the Pandy administration, he would have brought in Bob Lindquist. And when he brought in Bob Lindquist, and Bob Lindquist did a part of the report, they fire him and they bring in Kamla Prasad Bissessa, and everything just went cool after that. Right? And we see when Kamla and them come into office with the PP government, they had one mission, and that was to form the Ministry of Justice, where in that Section 34, the only thing that was done after spending millions of taxpayers' dollars to get an office, to outfit the office, to get staff, the only thing came out of Section 34, and it had to do with the same case she left unresolved to free the two financiers who were part of this Piaco massive scandal and corruption. While other people pay back money and make jail for it, we still have one of them alive today, the other one died, who they had promised the Americans that they will stand a trial down here, no need for them to go to be extradited to America. It never happened. Tobago Airport billion here, a whisper, a word, it finishing even before time, no kickback, no contract, no nothing. It did the right way. That is government working for you. So let me continue. Don't let them fool all you. Is that the reason why I'm reading these things, to remind all you, Okay. I'm seeing, because I come into something where they want to play it off like it's so a big deal. But they don't play off nothing else as big deal. It's only when they see something where they feel like a jam the PNM, where they just be out in full force. But anything the UNC do, they just keep it under wraps. That's my opinion. So this was November the 8th in CNC3, the news desk, Guardian Media, Agriculture Ministry working with USDA, II or LLCA on African swine fever strategies. Well, you don't eat the piggy, so you don't bother me. I mean the pork thing. The Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries has concerned it is working aggressively to ensure this country pork industry is not devastated by African swine fever, which is a serious threat to food. I don't know if it's supposed to be as serious. They say, but it's a series, Papa? I read it as it is, which is a serious threat to food security. A statement from the ministry reports that it has partnered with the United States Department of Agriculture, USDA, and the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, IICA, to come up with an effective strategy to protect the local pork industry. At present, the ministry and its USDA and IICA partners are conducting critical farm visits to pig farms across Trinidad and Tobago this week to collect samples as part of its African swine fever, ASF, preparedness and surveillance plan. With ASF threatening swine industries in the Caribbean, these visits aim to detect an early sign of the disease, which could have severe implications for food security and local livelihood, said ministry. The ministry said in its statement. Minister in the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries, Senator Avinash Singh, underscored the importance of being as proactive as possible to ensure Trinidad and Tobago food security. Our strategic response to threats like African swine fever is rooted in measures that prioritize food security, farmer livelihoods, and economic stability, he said at the opening of the training workshop, which marked the beginning of the week activity. The ministry knows that not only will veterinarians and animal health staff of the Ministry Animal Production and Health APH division be conducting surveillance activities across local farms this week for ASF, they will also be continuing their surveillance efforts for porcine reproductive and respiratory syndrome. That is PRRS. Data and samples collected will support early detection effort, the ministry says, as well as strengthen the country's readiness against ASF. The whole thing just jump all over the place. And continue efforts to detect PRRS to ensure the nation's pork supply chain remains secure and resilient. The end of the result is that the Ministry of Agriculture is out there doing its work, and they using data to collect it. They're in contact with international agencies that treated those matters. So we're in good hands. And all you know, having that thing, that's the one who came and said they take one of your own. You remember he the farmer? He's still doing farming. And remember the time he loaded up his truck with all the sweet potato and all that and was just giving out. He continued to do farming. He's proud to be a farmer and entrepreneur. And yes, Kamala, we ain't take one of your children, we take one of the Trinidad and Tobago children. So I'm seeing that Guardian media, like they're losing money. And I wonder why. I just read that quick and I'm moving on. I'm fed up at them because the media, according to a survey, a people meet a poll, they asked the question was a question that the Minister of Finance had. It was not a question, it's something he had said. He said that the media is working with a weak UNC. Well, helping a weak UNC, and they put that as a question, and a large percentage of the people agreed with him that the media is working with the UNC, a weak UNC, to make them look good. So this was yesterday in the Newsday. Cost-saving strategies are helping Guardian Media Limited to progress out of the red, as the media house reported a loss of $10.2 million for the year ending September 30, 2024. The results showed a $2.3 million reduction in year-on losses from $12.5 million in the same period 2023. In a summary consolidated statement of comprehensive losses, GML said it garnered $72 million in revenue for the period, an incremental increase over the same period the year before when it earned $71.9 million. Its loss before tax is $10.4 million, a 36% or $5.8 million decrease as compared to the same period the year before when it reported $16.2 million loss. For the quarter, Guardian Media Limited reported a loss of $3.4 million and a $1.5 million or 29% reduction as compared to the same quarter the year before when it reported $4 million loss. For the quarter, Guardian Media Limited generated a revenue of $24.3 million, 1% less than revenues generated for the same period last year. Chairman Peter Clark said, business strategies are beginning to have an impact on GML bottom line. Our cost-saving initiative continue to bear fruit. He said expenses are lowered by 12% in 2024 over 2023. Our balance sheet metric also continues to remain healthy. And we don't know more, guys. They're losing money. One of the reasons why they must be losing money too is because the news is not newsworthy no more. Another thing could simply be that they can't get no high quality journalists to write in the papers. Probably that's why we're seeing them kind of story. All we're seeing is like where the journalists take off our social media and then make a story. It is like journalists don't go out and do investigative work again. They go on social media and whatever they see, in my opinion, they just use that. So probably that is why it's going down, because they have no quality journalists. And when they get journalists of quality, they must don't want to pay the monies for that. So they must be getting them who now finish O levels and A levels and all that. So I don't know what I'm saying. But I know real people don't buy no papers again, they don't know that. Because they don't see correct things being highlighted. If they had to put something good, it's small, somewhere low down in the paper, but to the front of it, the headline they put has nothing sometimes to do with the story. So I continue. So, Nanku, all of a sudden, Nanku starting to agitate himself like he's some big speaker and some big, MP. Like he has so much worth. He's starting to show up himself, man. And every time you look, he has some comment to make. So let me see what you say here. And if I can't find it, I leave in it because them, to me, is a waste of time. They're not real. Let me see if I find it. All of them have something to say and put them in a position. Like how they put Kevin Narayan as the Minister of Energy. Waste of time. But every time they run into heat to get where he think. Oh, good, mediocrity, yes. Mediocrity. So let me see. If I ain't find it as a spin here, I'm moving on. Was it some right? Let me see what you say. So you all know, I think on Wednesday I would have spoken about the port get 2 new scanners, portable scanners, and they get another 2. Here is jackass. Today is Friday, Big People Day. This was in Look News, November the 7th. MP on new port scanners is pure political mama guy. Okay. So even if it's political mama guy, they're not working, and the people on the port won't be able to use it. Isn't that the end result of it? That if the government buy it because it's political mama guy, that is something the port always wanted, and now that they get it, it will help them with the work they're doing. So what is it? Wait, you keep getting on as if they buy 2 empty shell and rest it down there. It's something that could be used. So that I tell you, it's a jackass kind of statement and comment I'm going to be reading here now. Orapooch West MP Dave Tanku says the mobile scanners that arrived in the country earlier this week will have little impact against the illicit trade in weapons and human trafficking that is taking place in Trinidad and Tobago. How we figure is that? How we figures it will have no impact on guns coming in? How we figure that? He knows something? Well, with the human trafficking, I remember one of the own who ride out now, Dr. Deva Maharaj, implicated one of his colleagues in human trafficking in the UNC. The man come down from Canada and he went and did affidavit it, and we are hearing nothing from it. So I don't know. In a statement on Tuesday, the Ministry of Finance confirmed the arrival of the scanners and noted that the equipment, which was built in and shipped from Paris, France, will allow train operators to view the contents of loaded trucks, containers, and vehicles. The ministry added that the high-performance imaging is expected to play a significant role in improving national security by enhancing the capabilities of the Custom and Excise Division in detecting a wide range of contraband items, including weapons. However, in a media release on Thursday, Tanku chastised the statement. Modern mobile scanners arrive in Trinidad to be deployed in border security efforts in the Custom and Excise Division is nothing but pure mama guy. What a jackass is this man? It will hurt all this so hard and so bad to simply say that I hope now that the scanners are here, that we are going to see a reduction in illegal weapons and human trafficking. It will hurt you so much to say that. Instead of balling, it's a mama guy. The UNC spokesman for finance noted that back in December 2022, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley told the Parliament that procurement of new scanners were initiated recently, and tenders for new mobile scanners are expected to be received by February 13, 2023. That obviously never happened. In the interim, the country's border were abandoned by the government, left open to facilitate the free conduct of criminal activity. This clearly shows the government's lack of commitment to protect our precincts and our citizens, Tanku said. The MP further criticized the government claim that the new scanners will have an impact on crime. He said illegal drugs, guns, and human trafficking are all being facilitated by the policy of this government. Nobody believes that a drug dealer, a gun runner, or human trafficker will choose to come through the airport or the docks with their illegal cargo and face scanners as well as custom officials when they know this clueless government has left the coastal perimeters wide open and unmonitored. Oh God, I want to read the end of this just to start something. The MP noted further that what is required as a comprehensive plan to protect the country borders, including fully functioning scanners at the nation ports, fully equipped working patrol vessels, adequate resource manpower, and operational radar system. He added, after almost a decade of broken promises and a laissez-faire approach to protecting our citizens, this PNM government last-minute pronouncement on the eve of general election will only be seen by citizens of what it is, pure mamagan. Jackass Tanku is all here who remove all the security apparatus that Mr. Manning put in place. Jackass Tanku. Jackass Tanku is all you sell the blimp. Jackass Tanku is all you say that the war is on land and not on sea. Jackass Tanku. Men from Trinidad went and trained for about 2 years out in foreign to be able to come back here to do certain work. All it is ban the whole intelligent agency and all they wanted to put. We here, Jack wanna say wanna Kamala Oman, a telephone operator, as the head of the agency. Jackass Tanku, before you talk, get your facts straight. You know the reason why they now get the scanners, Tanku, at least they get it. Or they sell everything, Jackass. So if Ting coming in here, Jackass, it started under all in 2010. Because Mr. Manning had the place locked down with the security systems and the boats and things we was getting. It's all they get rid of everything. And for human trafficking, hush your ass. Today's Friday. Let me continue. It's one of those days because I have a low tolerance for BS, especially today. So let me continue. So the big talk is Jayanti Ramdas, where the Privy Council cleared the path. Where's that I hear the voice? Oh, that sound like it was an earthquake or something. Only I feared earthquake more than I feared hurricane and thing. So if there's anything, only see me just dash and start the ball, or they know what it is. Okay. So yesterday in the Guardian, the Privy Council clears path for Auditor General lawsuit over probe. The Privy Council dismissed an appeal regarding Auditor General Jayanti Ramdas' right to pursue a lawsuit over a cabinet-appointed probe into the misrepresentation of revenue in the national accounts. 5 lawyers of the Privy Council dismissed the appeal brought by Finance Minister Ember and the Cabinet after hearing submission from the state attorneys at the UK Supreme Court in London. The board said it did not require submission from Ramdas' lawyers, led by Senior Counsel Anna Ramnogan, to make its oral decision. The judges promised to deliver a written ruling at a later date. As a result, Ramdas' case can now proceed to trial. Although the probe continued during the appeal, the investigative committee led by retired Judge David Harris agreed to pause all matters relating to Ramdas and her office until her legal challenge is resolved. In the final appeal, Imbert and the cabinet legal team led by Douglas Mendes SC argued that the Court of Appeal had erred in granting Ramdas leave to pursue the case in June. Earlier that month, Justice Weston James had refused leave, ruling that Section 116, Section 116, subsection 6 of the Constitution, which insulates the Auditor General from external direction, or control did not apply to investigations such as the cabinet ordered probe. He also stated that Ramdas had failed to prove bias on the part of EMBD, not noting that EMBD and his ministry were also under investigation. Justice Peter Ramaja Raj Kumar, who viewed Justice James' decision on the appeal court, stated that the threshold for granting leave in such cases is low. Leave will therefore be granted because, as a matter of law, the low arguability threshold has been attained, he said. As he and his colleagues remitted the case to be reconsidered by another High Court judge. The dispute between Ramdas and the ministry began on April after the ministry sought to submit amended public accounts to explain and reported 2.6 billion underestimation of revenue. Ramdas initially refused to accept the records, claiming that she needed legal advice on whether she could accept them after the statutory deadline in January. She later accepted the record and sent audit staff to verify them. Ramdas then submitted her original annual report to the Parliament based on the original record. In subsequent legal correspondence, Ramdas claimed her audit team could not reconcile the amended records and the documents they had audited. She also contended that the amended records appeared to have been backdated to the original statutory deadline in January. Ramdas also raised concern that the discrepancy initially estimated at 3.4 billion. EMBD repeatedly denied any wrongdoing. His lawyers argued that after reconciliation, the variance was $2,599,278,188.72. Oh God, I read it. Mainly attributed to value-added tax, individuals, business levy, and green fund contribution. They also claimed that the approximate 780 million difference between the initial and final estimated variance stemmed from the tax refund check issued for the 2022 financial year and cashed in 2023. They attributed the error to a shift from a manual to an electronic check clearance system by the central bank. They denied any backdating, explaining that a document related to the original public account was mistakenly included in the revised document. They also contended that Ramdas had acted illegally by initially refusing to accept the amended account, though they decided not to take legal action against her. EMBD eventually agreed to lay the original report before Parliament on May the 24th, understanding that Ramdas would issue a special report based on the amended record. Ramdas later submitted a special report maintaining similar concern as those in her initial report. In presenting the special report to Parliament, EMBD opposed comments made by Ramdas in the affidavit, in which she claimed that her ability to conduct a proper audit was hampered when the central bank allegedly blocked her from accessing its electronic check clearance system. Ramdas also has a separate pending case concerning her right to seek independent legal advice and representation regarding these events. I want to say a couple of things because it's out here. Why talking is what I put out here. As far as I understand, senior public officers in her department who work under her, they agreed that there was an error that came from central bank. Other senior public officers, like from, I think like probably excise and tax and all of them, they agreed that is some error that happened at the central bank. From what I was reading, Jayanti, may call him, she know, Auditor General, I know Ramdas Jayanti, wanted to go and look at the system in the central bank, all kind of thing, and they agreed, but the central bank sent to ask her who it is coming and exactly what they're coming to see. She refused, in what I was reading, like she didn't send back to tell the central bank not whoever it is, and like, I don't know if they was able to go or not go. And next thing, you promise that when you go to lay the special report, that you will include the money, and instead of that, you relay the special report and make a complaint about the same thing that there was an understanding on. And up to now, I hear you say not no thief. The words that use from you is not thief. So Here are the words that she used. I think it's discrepancy. But nothing there that says, just no one. Where the word used, where the use, where I go find it? The words used is underestimation. Let's see what again was used. Discrepancy, reconciliation, backdating. Means in nothing here that said the money didn't exist. In all while reading, I didn't say that that money, that revenue never existed. From what I gather is that because of whatever accounting system that was using in the central bank and they make the glitch, because of that, the documents that came to Jaiwanti, she used that alone. And when they tell her, no, look the rest of the thing here, you know, she refused it. And when they explained to she why it happened, how it happened, or whatever it is, and tell her she could do this and whatever, she refused. She refused to do everything. She just went away with what the first thing that she going with that no matter what. So is that not refusing to do your job with due diligence? Because if you get in your staff telling you that is an error made in the central bank, other senior officers saying the same thing, the central bank saying the same thing, it's only you alone saying it is so. I find you sounding very, very political. That is my opinion. Very, very political. So all that happened there, where people getting all up and oh my God, but all that happened there, the Minister of Finance had gotten an investigative team together, headed by, I think, retired Justice Harris, if I'm mistaken, to investigate the process and what happened with this whole $2.6 billion. Jaiwanti, I put it my way. Jaiwanti and them want to stop that investigation. And they take it for judicial review to stop that investigation because maybe it was felt that in the investigation it might find things about she and she lack of performance. Because why would you not want them to investigate this issue? It would be better let the country sit back and watch and let the investigation show who wrong, who right, whoever it is, but you stop it. So all they went to get judicial review in the Privy Council, and the Privy Council agreed that the investigation into you must stop. And you could take your case now that you have against the Minister of Finance, you could go ahead with it in court. That's all that happened. It didn't say nothing about no $2.6 billion. It didn't say that the Privy Council said nobody thief no $2.6 billion. It didn't say nothing about the Privy Council said that $2.6 billion didn't exist. It didn't say nothing about that. She taken the Minister of Finance to court because she don't like how the Minister of Finance operate with she. I put in it layman's word. That's all it is. And the Minister of Finance got an investigative team to investigate this whole process, see what really happened in the central bank and whatever it is, and whatever. But she didn't want that, in my opinion, because it means to say she, way, and method may have come into disrepute. Because if all your members who working with you agree that something went wrong in the accounting thing in the central bank, you're the only one. They bring all the records and show you, bring everything, and add up everything. You're the only one who continue to refuse to acknowledge the $2.6 billion. Up to now, we ain't say nobody thief it. Up to now, they can't say nobody thief it. It's people in the open, UNC and them talking them kind of talk. But that played out in all the papers all over. Oh God, it's all over the place. It's all over the place. But you know, it had another matter that the Privy Council also would have ruled on just recently. Yeah, it was in the Guardian. That is where, if it ain't open, I could talk it from memory. That is where EMBD, who would have taken contractors and by extension the line Minister of Housing, Rural Munilal, to court based on the fact of some kind of cartel-like operation. Okay, let me read it open. So let me get it in. Privy Council refuses contractors permission to pursue EMBD appeal. And this was just 16 days ago. The contracting companies will not be able to pursue a final appeal over a preliminary challenge to multi-million-dollar cartel lawsuit against them. Former officials of the Estate Management and Business Development Company Limited, EMBD, and former Housing Minister Dr. Rural Munilal. In a press release yesterday, the Office of the Attorney General announced that the United Kingdom Privy Council had refused TN Ramnath and Company Limited, its owner Tarunat Ramnath, Kali Company, Calco, Mutilal Remit and Son Contracting Limited and Fidais Limited permission to pursue the appeal. The reason given by the Privy Council contained in its order dated October 8, 2024 is that the appellant's application for permission did not raise an arguable point of law or a point of general public importance, the release said. It noted that the outcome cleared the way for the case to go to trial before High Court Judge Frank C. Prasad. The appellants and Dr. Munilal who have avoided filing their respective defenses for approximately 7 years are now required by court order to file them on or before November 6, 2024, it said. EMBD also issued a release mirroring the AG's office. The substantive lawsuit centers around 12 contracts for the rehabilitation of roads and infrastructure, which was granted to 5 contractors before the September 15 general election. TN Ramnath, Calco, and Mutilal Ramnath and Son initiated the proceedings against the state-owned special purpose company for the almost 200 million balance owed on their respective contracts. EMBD countersued that the contractors claiming that they, as well as EMBD sued the contractors claiming that they, as well as contractors Fidis and Namalco, conspired together with Munilal, former EMBD CEO Gary Pamasar, divisional manager Mahadio Balu, and engineer Andrew Walker to corruptly obtain the contracts. It also claimed that the parties agreed to facilitate the contractors receiving preliminary payment for the work, which was allegedly overpriced and substandard and utilized a loan meant to pay for other legitimate contracts to make the interim payments. Through the lawsuit, EMBD is seeking $275 million plus interest and a series of declarations against the parties, including one of the legality or illegality of the contract. One and on the illegality. So, through the lawsuit, EMBD is seeking $275 million plus interest and a series of declarations against the parties, including one on the legality of the contracts. At a preliminary stage, TN Ramnath, Fidis, and Calco brought an application to strike out the case. And in August 2020, then High Court Judge and current appeal court Judge James Aboud rejected it as he ruled that EMBD has presented sufficient preliminary facts which should be determined by the court as an eventual trial. In agreeing with their colleague in January, appellate judge Sharmin Pemberton, Peter Raj Kumar, and Vashish Kukaran ruled that EMBD properly pleaded that it suffered actual pecuniary loss as a result of the alleged unlawful means conspiracy between the contractors and state officials. They noted that although EMBD did not quantify the loss it incurred when it filed the case, it could do so when it goes to trial. If or when the report referred to in the respondent's pleading become available, the respondents may choose to fine-tune its case by amendment, Justice Rajkumar said. Justice Rajkumar also rejected claims that EMBD pleadings did not properly give particulars linking the contractors to the purported conspiracy so they could mount their defenses. He also stated that the pleaded case did not need to show the subjective knowledge of the parties. That is because the pleaded action of the appellants, regardless of the names of any individuals therein, are arguably not only consistent with their being the product of conscious, deliberate, and international action by a controlling mind or will within each appellant company, designed to dishonestly extract payment from EMBD to which they were not entitled, he said. The contractors were represented by Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj SC, Jagdish Singh, Kyle Takral Singh, Jamie Amanda, and Katrina Singh. EMBD was also represented by David Philip SKC, Roger Mutu SC, Shavritri Raj Bihari, and Tamara Tutsi. So the Privy Council 16 days ago say that the defendants in the case, which is the contractors and Munilal, they avoided 7 years and not filing the defense against this case, what EMBD bring against them, saying it was it was described by the judge and them in the court here as Carter-like behavior in the way they were doing contracts. 7 years, they never filed the defense. EMBD take it to the Privy Council, and the Privy Council say yes, they have to answer and send in a defense November the 6th. Where's the date today? Where's the date all? Where's the date? Where's the date? Somebody tell me the date now. Today's the 9th or the 8th? Which one? Either the 9th or the 8th. You ain't hearing nothing. They ain't talking about it in the newspaper. All they're talking about, because that was supposed to be filed yesterday, I think. What it is, Friday or Wednesday? It must be Wednesday, I think, the 6th. Right. You ain't hear the newspaper say nothing. We are not up to now if they went and filed. But you know what we're hearing about Jaiwanti, who now win the case in front, and the only case she win is that she could now take the Minister of Finance to court. But you know what we was hearing? When the contractor and them, when before the same Privy Council, the same contractors in this case, and when the matter where EMBD have to pay them for the work they already do. EMBD had the money there, but EMBD was refusing to pay because they bring this case. So now, one part of the case, the Privy Council said pay them for the work they do. What's so wrong in that? If they do some work, give them the money for it. But you see that played out all over. Oh God, the contractor win. The contractor win. The contractors win the money against this wicked evil government. Jayanti win. Jayanti win. But you ain't hear nothing from nobody about if them people and then file a defense. Because if you ain't file a defense, EMBD could think the case because it will come like EMBD win. With all this saying, you ain't hear nothing. But when it was for the ruling of the Privy Council, where they said Junior Sammy had to get money, it was in the Express. It was in the Loop News. It was in Newsday. But this one, where we know if they went and filed the defense, it ain't carry nowhere at all. But they carry Jaiwanti thing all over. Like if she wins something. Let me tell you, them so scraping the barrel. I hear a man talk that I would come back to that. Them so scraping the barrel to say they get a victory against this government, that they're going low. What Jayanti win? She win anything in court, she still have to take the minister to court. She win nothing yet. And the minister ain't win nothing yet. What win is that? But we want to hear about if they file the documents, the defense. He ain't nothing. So I had to go back to say that there was a people meet a poll. And based on what Minister Commenbert say, something to the effect that the media is helping a weak UNC. And a large percentage of people voted and say, yes, it's true. And you're seeing it today, in my opinion. They helping this drag down, corrupt, kleptocratic UNC party, political party, not said by me. Me didn't say they kleptocratic. MSJ says so. Me and say they corrupted. It's Jack Warner says so. Helping them in everything. But the right thing, like they don't stand up for that. So let me continue. Even the Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturing Association, they carry the news. Why didn't carry the news to find out whether or not Munilal and them find the defense? Play with them. But Kamala want to be all up in PNM business. Everybody want to be all up in PNM internal affairs business. So we go all up in she business now. Not like how they say Rishmi and whoever does go up in. Not that kind of up in that business, Papa. We don't roll so. So here's some bacchanal in the UNC. Let me get it quick. Bacchanal in the UNC. Well, remember this?
Bharat will challenge counter Prasad Bissessa for the post of political leader of the United National Congress. The UNC held nominations today, Sunday, ahead of the December 6th internal election, where the leadership and national executive posts will be contested. The UNC's constitution states that elected members of the parliament are not eligible to seek executive posts. As a result, Dave Tanko, Anita Haynes, Arnold Ram, Rai Ranbir, and Ravi Rajaram all stepped down from their respective positions. The situation is a source of concern for Mr. Bharat. He's questioning the legitimacy and the transparency of the election process.
The Constitution is very specific and very clear that the membership committee of the United National Congress shall, it doesn't say can, it says shall consist of the General Secretary and others. So without the General Secretary, all of these new memberships that have been made will be null and void. But of course, we are not privy to the list.
UNC activist Devan Maharaj was also at the party's headquarters in Kuva. However, he did not submit his nomination papers. He said he will not take part in a fraudulent process.
How is it that this is a national party and the elections is being conducted and the General Secretary is unknown, the PRO is unknown, the appointment of this internal elections committee is done in secret? We are hearing recordings of the political leader, the incumbent political leader, talking about a manual, and the very next day, the so-called independent election committee issuing their own manual.
Political leader Kamala Prasad Bissessa did not appear in person to submit her nomination papers. An agent filed on her behalf.
Right? They don't remember that. That was about 3 years ago in the internal election. They forget all the bacchanal. But because in a general council meeting of the People's National Movement, one person voted against the decision not to have the internal election. I think 4 people abstain or something like that, and 70-something people vote in agreement to not have the internal election. And the Prime Minister, who would, I guess, chair the meeting, would have given his reason for why he think, or they think, the executive think, they should not have an internal election. And everybody was able to vent the who, they know, they why, whatever. And they had a choice there to vote nay or nay. It come out in the papers and, oh God, something's so wrong. But you hear, wait is Dr. Devan Maharaj, and then say, well, he wasn't doctor then. He was still studying. You hear what they talk about? Fraudulent. Yeah? Nothing constituted properly. Tape message, phone message. But they're all up in PNM business. Let me go again. Play with them. Listen to this one. That was 2 years or 3 years ago during COVID-19. This is 2 days ago. It opened in Guardian. 2 days ago in the Guardian, Rai concerned about UNC screening process. Komuto Mansalina MP, Dr. Rai Ragbi says he is happy to hear that screening in the United National Congress is finally taking place. However, he's concerned at the lack of information and he fears that the UNC is conducting its affair in a haphazard and unprofessional manner. Ragbi made this statement yesterday following UNC leader Kamla Persad-Bissessa's decision to break the party's silence on screening on Monday. The UNC received a number of nominations in April, including from its incumbent MP. But in person screening, what the whole thing going? But in person screening has not been done. Naparima MP Rodney Charles, who is retiring after the next general election, did not file a nomination. UNC Senator Jaiwanti Lakshmidiyal Singh filed nomination for Naparima and San Fernando West. On Monday, Persad-Bissessa, in attacking issues concerning the People's National Movement, said the UNC was focused on general election. Our screening process is well on its way, revetted on our comprehensive nomination forms, she said. Ragbi just said they're doing things in secret. Play with them. In-person interviews address a minor part of the screening process, where we clear up any inconsistencies from the nomination form. Following this, nomination may be reopened for any seat not filled. NATEX can also reopen nomination if needed. Ragbi is among the 5 estranged MP in the UNC who supported UNC Miaro MP Russian Pare United Patriots slate against Kamla Persad-Bissessa in the UNC June internal election. Ragbi and 3 other MPs in the group filed nominations in April. Ragbi said yesterday of Persad-Bissessa comments on screening, "I'm glad to hear the screening is finally taking place. The UNC held nomination earlier this year, but there has been little information since regarding the process. With about 6 or 7 months left before the general election, it is crucial for the United National Congress to prepare effectively. I am deeply concerned that the party is not learning from its past mistakes and is conducting its affair in a haphazard and unprofessional manner. This lack of organization could hinder our ability to contest the election properly," Ragbi said. Pare said, "I'm not aware of any screening that's going on. I haven't been invited to attend any. I did submit my nomination form and all the relevant requirements, so I expect my call soon." Former Bataria Sawa MP Dr. Fuad Khan said if nominations were reopened for that seat, he would submit the nomination. "And if it is not reopened, I'll just assist in any way I can." Bataria Sawa MP Saddam Hussein knows I will help him. We always had that kind of relationship. On whether the PNM internal conflicts, including the leadership and ex-minister Robert Lee Hunt, executive member Jennifer Ortiz Primus, and certain other executive members would assist the UNC to win election, Khan said. "It will depend on if members of the public are hurting enough to choose a different government. In TNT, governments are usually voted out, not voted in." Pare say he ain't know nothing. Ragbi say he didn't know nothing. Kamla say nomination going in person talking, that's a small part of it, nothing in it. So I just to tell you. It's all kind of bacchanal going on happen with the studying PNM. And the studying PNM is where PNM does have the thing in the open. Let me tell you something, it does be an open affair. The person who the party group nominate them, they go down to the screening, they carry the whole crew, drum beating, pan playing, whatever, singing, whatever. They go in and they sit before the screening committee and they are well interrogated. Yeah, and from that it happens. It doesn't have no big secret in that. So let me continue. So, as I said it all up in PNM business. And then business stink and dirty outer road. So, Saddam Hussein, well, Ford can get a wish. Because I hear Saddam Hussein, he going up. I don't know which way. I get this from UNC Cabal News. It said Kabi wishes to express appreciation to the United National Congress for choosing their inaugural gay candidate for Shogunas West. We generally hope that the Muslim community embraces him, in contrast to the reaction observed in Bataria Saria. Congratulations, Saddam. I don't know if that is true. I see that on Facebook. So we go wait to see, Papa. I see it's saying here now, tension. Come on a minute. They want to be all up in PNM thing, and I tell you the business stink. Stink. Let me see if I find it. All right. This again offer, let me tell you, this page was a good drama. This again, I take it off a Cabal page. It said tension intensify in camp DUNCE. Rambali ready to drop a Rambo on the Zami Queen and Shizamets. Insiders are saying that MP Dinesh Rambali is getting off a showdown of epic proportion and the Shigonas were screaming. Sources say the Fari MP claims that he will be telling financiers he's on a mission to finally tell the Sukunia of Siparia and his so-called clan of degenerate exactly what he thinks of them. But that is not all. Rumor has it that Rambo packing a loaded file of explosive secrets. We are told he plans to unleash a no-hold-bar press conference right after the screening to expose every dirty detail, the bat alleged corruption. He's not just walking in for a screening. He's walking in to clean house, said a close source. With all these bombshell files in hand, Rambali is reportedly ready to name names, reveal hidden dealings, peel back the layers of the superior political underworld. And if what we're hearing is true, the fallout could be the end of an era for a certain fraction. Stay tuned for this drama to unfold. Me, Papa, me don't know if it's true or ain't true. I read that. So let's stay tuned in truth for that. So I see somebody write something here, and I look at it and I say, I saw this on somebody's page, and it says, it was saying to people who have a problem with the People's National Movement. I think it's something coming out of Tobago. And the person put, to all who receive education from the worst government in Trinidad history, why don't you destroy the education that was given to you, tear up your degree, and go to a doctor and remove it from your brain? Why don't you quit your government job since the government is no good? Why don't you apply for an opposition job instead? If that Fali or Kamla created, one that Kamla and Fali created. Why don't you remove yourself from the corrupt government infrastructure? Why don't you give back the keys of the homes they give you? Yes, the same ones you took with beaming pride. Why don't you sign a contract refusing to accept back pay? Well, why don't you pay for private healthcare instead of going to the hospitals? Why not pay your full fare to travel via car and the sea bridge? The year is almost over, so I think it's time you begin to process so you could start the new year clean. So basically, the person said, well, they have so much problem with the PNM and it's such a bad government, all the things all they get under PNM, give it back. Because they got nothing under UNC. And I concur. It's the same matter we telling them, if all they find here so hard and bad and this and that, why don't you leave? I want to show just something quick here. I got some information with Labor. Somebody would have asked a question, and I will just give it before I continue with my discourse to wrap up this thing. So I would have seen somebody ask a question, and then this may be something that you all may want to know. So it was asking, who promotes or offers acting for position of permanent secretaries and deputy permanent secretaries within the public service, and who initiate the exams for these positions? I saw the response. The officers you mentioned are classified as top manager position in the public service, and their terms and condition of employment resides in the Salary Reviews Commission. So it means to say deputy permanent secretary and permanent secretary, PSA don't negotiate for them on behalf of the salary, the terms and conditions and benefit. Them get bigger, them under the Salary Reviews Commission, just like the Prime Minister and all them other politicians and head public officers all over. So they get big now. They don't need PSA again. Their money nice. So the posts are advertised by the Public Service Commission and an order of merit list is created. Therefore, appointments and acting will be generated from that list. All appointments of permanent secretaries and deputy permanent secretary are made after consultation with the PN, with the Prime Minister. So that's how things are done now. That's how they roll. They're bigger than life now, they're large. They're large way. I am seeing here, well, we all know the story of Donald Trump being voted back into office. And we all know the story of the stance on Venezuela. And we all know the story that we would have negotiated certain license with Venezuela in order for us to start to drill for our gas, Dragon, Manatee, Lauren, Cocoon, and all that, right? And there are some people in the society, like, they're so happy. They're so happy that Trump win because they're saying Trump go stop everything. That's to tell you how they're sick. They were telling you, that's to tell you how sick some people is in this country. But again, Kamala Prasad says and them wrote to America under the same Trump for him to put sanction on this country. So she also wrote to the Australian government opposition to say that the OPVs that them had refused, that this government getting back those OPVs and all that is some kind of corruption this government was involved in with the government of Australia. That's how stink. Not sick again, or stink. Kamala Prasad says and the UNC and who following she. You see all that nice thing with Jolene John in the Piako airport saying where she stand up against corruption? All them things are fast because she will not be in the UNC. All of them does return back to the self. Anybody who you see all up in the UNC and return is so they always was. They just get the avenue now for the true self to come out. Them they never want to fight no corruption or nothing. They always like them kind of thing. That's my opinion. That's why they're so comfortable inside the UNC. So I'm seeing somebody would have written here, 2 days ago in the Newsday, US presidential election, and it said IIR head, Dragon deal can survive Trump's term. It says here, the Dragon field deal for Trinidad and Tobago to access natural gas from Venezuela can survive the ascent of Donald Trump as new US president. Opinion Institute of International Relations former head Dr. Anthony Gonzalez. We are not clear exactly how Trump will approach it. Remember, Trump is a bit shifty, a bit mercurial, and changes position a lot. Gonzalez recalled that Trump in his first term had spoken against Maduro and had advocated a policy of maximum pressure and sanction. But he didn't stop the US, TT. He didn't stop us, Trinidad and Tobago, from having relations with Maduro. We continue to have diplomatic relations with Maduro and do business with Maduro, and he didn't touch us. The US ambassador here made a bit of noise, but nobody took him on, and we continue to do business. Gonzalez said it was not clear if Trump will now make changes. Remember that America has a lot of businesses in Venezuela still. Chevron is one. It has been allowed back into Venezuela to explore for oil and export this oil to US refineries in the Gulf of Mexico. They allow Chevron to bypass the sanction. He said that the US also allows a number of European companies to access Venezuelan oil to reduce European dependence, to reduce Europe's dependence on Russian crude oil. The Venezuelan government will tend to sell to China and Russia, so the US does not want to be left out. Let me read that again. The Venezuelan government will tend to sell to China and Russia, so the US does not want to be left out. America may want to get rid of Maduro, but they have interests. He said Venezuela has the world's largest oil reserves. The US are dealing with big companies like Shell, which is involved in Dragon gas. While Shell was originally Dutch-owned, he mulled its current shareholders' composition and said multinationals have their ways of negotiating such things. saying they got a 30-year license from the Venezuelan government and started their seismic survey and got a 2-year license from OFAC, that is the Office of Foreign Asset Control of the U.S. Treasury. When they are negotiating with Trump, he may be satisfied to just turn a blind eye. He noted Caribbean countries' reluctance to break with Venezuela due to how well they had been treated under Venezuelan Petro-Caribbean program. Rather than action against every company doing business with Venezuela, Gonzalez suspected Trump would make noise against Maduro as Biden has done, but do little. I am not sure he might want to really come down and make many changes to that. That is something we have to play by ear. Gonzalez said Trump was a businessman whose outlook was similar to the title of his bestseller, The Art of the Deal. He said Trump might be content to just say Americans are making money in Venezuela. I don't think Trump is all that concerned about democracy. As evidence, he cited Trump's association with Russian President Vladimir Putin and South Korea's leader Kim Jong-un, both viewed as strongmen. Gonzalez said countries like the US have national interests. He said one must settle for reality, such as the reality that the Venezuelan military was today unlikely to get rid of Maduro. He said years ago in the Cold War, the US might have sent troops into a country, but that has changed now, unless it was a situation as drastic as the country giving military base to the Russian or Chinese. So that there is a former head of the IIR, and the IIR is, who are they? Let me see. Oh gosh, it was just here, you know. Okay. Right. Institute of International Relations, right? Former head Dr. Anthony Gonzalez. So he's given it from a diplomatic point of view. And that's how we look at these deals, you know. It's diplomacy that's play out in these things, you know. So all who get, you know, oh, Sean come back now, and the deal go down, whatever. Listen, you feel as $1 you're getting from Venezuela? You feel as $2 they get it? They want the gas, you know, gas they heat up the thing for winter and all them thing, you know, at the end of their strategy, you know, so don't take on these people. And we have the best negotiators in Minister Stuart Young and Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, who would have done it and done what nobody was able to do before. And they have lobbyists in America, and when they were meeting, they met with Republicans and they met with Democrats. So if they had to go and talk and work it, that's how diplomacy is, man. So let us wait and see and have confidence that this would work in our favor. I want to show you all something because I think it's time now we see what the government has been doing. Because I want to move as though this government ain't do nothing. And we know Kamala had the highest oil prices ever, more than even under Dr. Eric Eustace Williams. And what they do with it? We came out it after 5 years. Where they thief the money from the treasury like if they have a right to thief. We come out it where we end up in a recession. We come out it where they take money from every place they could go. We hear there's the most corrupt government. Every institution was corrupted. They give contract to their friend and family. We hear about Zami. We hear about who and she and money. That all went on under the PP government. They tell me Tim Gopi saying in his mind, say he built 100 and something school up to now, he can't tell you with his school bill. They built a train hospital that was shrouded in background confusion when they went to open it, part of the thing started to collapse because it's shifting sand. All you remember that thing? All they do was cutting ribbon all about and talk about government working for you and a big thing of Kamala face and plaster all over the place. That's all it was. That PP government was a campaign, you know. Them campaign for the 10 years, you know, to promote Kamala like if she's this queen, that old Siparia bat, drunken bat, in my opinion, based on what Jack Warner said. And it is alleged she drinking since she young. It is alleged she drinking since she young, like she had problems since she young. Not me, so it is alleged. I want to almost ask Kamala Prasad Bissessa, what kind of doctor is Gregory? I just ask you. Ask she what kind of doctor is Gregory from down in Siparia? Because I used to hear about a Dr. Bissessa from down in Siparia. Ask if it had anything to do with cookie stick. I just asking a question. They ain't building nothing for the economy. Look what this government.
Here we are today, culmination of yet another project. Proud today of Tufco, a local fabricator that is world class. We're here for the pre-load out of the Mento platform. So if you look at this project, it's 99.9% local. It's all local. So we've done two things, creating an opportunity for local talent, and we've also been able to keep a sustainable operation, which is key.
So the local talent in Trinidad is honestly world class. Now, I have worked for BP for over 40 years. I've worked all over the world, so I've seen some very experienced areas. But the people here are of absolutely an equal quality to the best I've seen anywhere else. So I think it all can be done here.
These are the things we've been working on. These are the things we've been working on since 2016. Seeing it all come together, this will boost our production. This has provided over 400 jobs to the local community here in Liberia. And that was the government working, negotiating, asking the people at BP and EOG globally to support Trinidad local content, support Tufco. So here we've done it once again. This is your government working for you, Trinidad and Tobago, making it happen. Yet another successfully delivered project.
Right? And they had to put up no poster all over the place and pay nobody wants to have money to ball Kamla working for we and all them kind of thing. So Labre get that plant, it supply 400 and something job for the people up there. You hear the man say with the accent, he say the workforce don't get the human capacity. You remember I read and say how high we up on the human capacity index, you know. We high up on it, you know. We had the talent here, you know. There are certain technical things that we may not have and we have to get from the outside, but by and large, we can handle these stories down here, you know. That is government working for you. Let me continue again to show you what this government has been doing. All remember this one?
Welcome to Point Fortin, where community spirit thrives and national pride runs deep. Nestled in the heart of the southern region, this borough is more than just a community. It's a wellspring of energy thanks to the vital role of oil and gas production. Point Fortin has nurtured world-class athletes, iconic musicians, and countless pioneering individuals who have left their mark on our country. As Point Fortin and surrounding communities continue to grow, the government of Trinidad and Tobago has demonstrated their unwavering commitment to the development of the southern quadrant of the country. One key initiative is the completion of the San Fernando to Point Fortin Highway. This monumental project includes the construction of a 4-lane highway built to international freeway standards. It comprises several segments that directly connect San Fernando to Liberia and Point Fortin. Spanning 29 kilometers, this highway boasts 3 overpasses at Barrage Trace, Daddy Road Southern Main Road, and Number 8 Road. Both Daddy Road and Number 8 Road provide connectivity to neighboring villages. This project also includes 4 interchanges at St. Mary's, Mondesir, Grants Road, and Labre, as well as 4 river bridges at Mosquito Creek, Goodwill River, Silver Stream River, and Blackmore River. This ambitious project, which dates back to the 1960s and forms part of the country's national transportation plan, has finally come to fruition. It embodies the government's vision for expanding and modernizing the national highway grid. With its completion, the San Fernando to Point Fortin Highway is expected to bring a multitude of benefits to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, including stimulating economic and social development, improving accessibility for the free movement of people and goods, supporting industrial development in the Point Fortin and Labre area, encouraging the expansion of rural settlements, promoting agriculture and trade, and supporting the downstream petrochemical industry.
This highway was first envisaged in 1960. It formed part of the National Transportation Plan
of 1967. It was mentioned by Dr. Eric Williams in 1981 in his budget presentation. After many years and many challenging times, finally we were able to deliver on this promise with a new highway from San Fernando to Point Fortin. This is just part of the National Highways Program, where our vision is to join every town and every city with roads of international standard. We're very proud of delivering this part of the highway network today, and this will continue into the coming years, where all roads in Trinidad will be upgraded to international standards.
This project, undertaken by local contractors, overcame several controversies and delays. Now, the commissioning of the San Fernando to Point Fortin Highway heralds a new era for the people of South Trinidad.
I am Marshall Silenio, I am sport and I am South. As a previous student athlete, coming out of Point Fortin every day for school and for training was a challenge for me. Having to sit on in traffic for an hour or two would be hard on me because I still have to go home and study for school the next day and prepare for training the next day. With the completion of the highway, this will be the generation behind me, commute to Sam in a more efficient and faster way.
I am Zad from Zad and Eastman. I am fashion and I'm from Deep South.
I am Nigel Eastman of Zad and Eastman. I am fashion, I am South. The highway is great. It's great for economics. It's great for relationships and social issues. It's for fun. It's for work. Everybody's looking at the economy of Point Fortin, but Point Fortin has a lot to offer. We have sports, we socialize, we have morality. So this highway, larger roads, straight to Point Fortin is excellent.
I'm Bonnet Bigfoot. I am music. I am South. And I've been telling you, South is love.
South is love, and the people of South have spoken. The San Fernando to Point Fortin Highway, a testament to progress, resilience, and a brighter future.
People, you all remember that highway on the Bacchanal, where they had OAS, a bankrupt company from Brazil building, and on the eve of the election 2015, they break the contract that OAS could take back the $1 billion and go on the way. And this government, when they come in, had was a fight for we to get back that before the arbitration call. And you remember Munila said, I wasted money, all them ballers wasted money, and we did get back the money. Although we still in court, still fighting, but we did get back the money. I travel on that highway. Let me tell you something. What I know is going down Egypt Village. When I know settling myself, I said, oh God, I had to get things because I can't travel long and I think down myself. I said, well, I'll take a sleep. I see the vehicle stop and the ball come out. I mean, come out. We reach already. But I in shock. We must take from, and I was coming from Tong, and then we get the transport in, they pick us up in Mount Hope, and then we come down the highway. Listen to me now. Record time now. Look the highway. It actually finished. It finished. That part of the highway finished. So it is there. Let me see our next picture. Yeah. That's a government working for you. Let me show you now. Valencia. That's the next one again. Just want to find it here.
.4 kilometers of a newly paved road now accessible to people heading into northeastern Trinidad. The roadway was officially opened today by Works and Transport Minister Rohan Sinanan. He says while there's a lot to celebrate with the completion of this project, it brings them closer to achieving something else, the Turco Ferry Port.
The vision is that this entire roadway from Valencia to Tobago is supposed to give you the comfort of the ride that you're getting in this area. That is the vision for this area. Once that is completed, by then the port in Tobago should be fully advanced. The idea is to take what we're seeing here all the way to Tobago.
Minister Sidanan explained the reason for conducting these repairs in Sangre Grande.
What we have in Sangre Grande is a niche. We have the beaches. We have ecotourism. And that is why the projects that we're doing in this area is to bring access all the way to different points. One point to Matlot, one point to Mayaro.
The project was estimated at $196 million. According to Minister Sidanan, while they were still calculating the final cost, he believes they were able to spend less than that. By Christmas, the minister said he expects the completion of the Eastern Main Road in Guayco to the Tobago Highway to be completed. Roadworks from Komoto to Sangre Grande is about 90% finished. Well, Education Minister Dr. Ian Gatsby-Dolly says the roadway now paves a perfect path for students.
It may not be immediately obvious the link between education and the highway, but I can tell you that when we had very strong rains, such as we are having now, not too long ago, and access was cut off to some of our schools, to these students, this road represents access. And at the Ministry of Education, we are happy to know that the students of this region have that level of access. So,
several cultural and sporting icons were honored during today's ceremony. Vijay Ponchan, CNC3 News.
Right? That is, and I travel on that too. The road nice. You went up Toko. The road nice. Wait as UNC Bill. I'm sure again. Not only that, remember Skinner Park, we went down there for the carnival and thing, and you see people I show when they go home, like next 2 days they're sick like hell after Calypso Fiesta with all that does. Down there nice. I went and I see that too. But look at this. I want to show all you hospitals. Okay. You remember Dr. Rowley said when we had the major earthquake the time, he sat up on his bed and waiting to see if he'll get a call from the wing down there in the hospital, because he know that area there is a source of concern, and he promised to build back that wing. Look when it already building. Let me show you it looking like building now. Look at here. That Port of Spain General. That one wing. That one wing. The front part of it. That Port of Spain General, the wing. And this is how it's supposed to look when it finished. Right? Port of Spain General. Let me show you. Look at Rima Hospital. Finished under Dr. Keith Christopher Royal and the People's National Movement. Look at Rima Hospital. Even Jack Warner went and big up the hospital for the treatment he get. Look at the hospital. We come around them, Bill. There, Rima. Look, Sandy Grande. The Bill Sandy Grande too. Watch it. Okay. Let's see, point 14. I suppose that point 14. Like I ain't think long point 14 one boy. You remember the President House? We come and them leave dilapidated that it had real rubbish, the roof caving, all kind of thing, and the president come on, and when them come on, wasn't living there to rent a place for you to live. Look, they finish it. Look. Look, the President House, it finished. It finished. Oh, remember the Red House? They had it there forever, nothing happening. The Red House completed. Look the front of it. It completed under Dr. Keith Christopher Royal and this PNM. They come and meet it there. They was using down at the waterfront to keep meeting. The parliament was on the waterfront. And he make a commitment. Parliament was open all of them all up inside it even. And Robert said his daughter wanted to use the toilet. That would tell you so crass. You have to tell your daughter wanted to use the toilet and he carried she inside the Red House to use the toilet, and when she come out, she said, oh God, it's so nice and all that. He classless, that crassness. You want to talk about doctor. I mean, you want to talk about Minister Stewart. You want that crassness, you have to tell me you carry your daughter to use toilet? Whatever the toilet. Look the back of the Red House. They make an annex, so you can walk straight from the railroad straight across to the next building that's in the back on St. Vincent Street. That your government working for you. That's what the government do with the money. So don't let them fool all you. As if this government never do nothing. Let me see if I get this next one. Let me see if I could get it here. I'm sure that I would have taken a picture of it. Let me see, what's this? Look, Point Fortin Hospital. Under the People's National Movement, Point Fortin Hospital. They wanted what the government do in 9 years. Look, Ministry of Health. They ain't renting from no 1% down on Park Street again. They won't building around the Savannah there. That ministry under the People's National Movement. 9 years. The thing I show all here. All they get tired with these people, with the lies, the confusion, the mayhem and the bacchanal. Don't know what all they have. And go and take cat and bag. And when they reach home and open the bag, you see that scrawny, mildew, dirty looking cat. All they get. Or study the grass on the other side. And when they go across, it's just green in front, they spray it in front, green, and behind it is rubbish. And just see what all they have in the People's National Movement and study them, the tractors and them uneducated imps and them. It had one call on radio today from New Jersey. People that say he's a professor. I challenge you already. Show me your documentation that you is a professor in the absence of that you're no blasted professor. I read how he is a part-time volunteer track and field coach at State University. I also he's a lecturer, but he one of them soft subject, you know. People when you and them study, you know, tell you, somebody does win a little marks to buffer your marks and then you take one of them soft subject. It's no big serious thing, a little soft subject. That way he does teach. And I see where the students make comment on him and say he's not a smart guy in Trinidad. They say he blasted stupid. They say he arrogant. He already class really easy to pass. He does just show once at a slide and dice it and wherever it is. That's why the song say illiterate when he call on the radio. One of them called Wall Street, aka Anselm Laborde. Dotish. But calling to Ting today, he go with people degree in stupid and dunce and all kind of. He's the biggest dunce. He looks dunce, he speaks dunce, he behaves dunce. So I'm saying again, don't know what all they have. And go and look for Ting in the night what they can see in the day. And again, I say it my way. All they don't fight no war. And don't know the cause of the war, you know. It might look good now to join with this one and join with that one and join with that one. But just remember, all their action have a reaction. And the shit that all they do in all their own selfish interests, it have affecting a lot of people outside here. And all they make enemy with people who is not all their enemy. And all they might very well win whatever all fighting for, but then you end up really losing in truth. The win will come like nothing. It ain't no individuals in this. Everybody ain't gonna get along. Everybody can't get along because human beings at the end of the day, somebody like this, somebody like that, whatever it is. But there must be respect also. People will have their ambitions. That is good to have ambition. People will be looking at upward mobility. It's good to have that also. But you have to look at the context within a team, within an organization, or if you're by individual by yourself. And sometimes, some people just feel ready for the work, you know. They just feel ready for the jamming, you know. And when they get the jamming, so they start about, like I was telling somebody this morning, because I ended up just now. I'm a government cook. I could cook, right? But when it's a government cook, you be an industrial cook, meaning you're cooking for the hospitals and them or big groups of people, 1,000 something, 800 and all. That's your industrial cook because the equipment that you're using is not the normal pot on the fire you just have home. It's not like home cooking. You have to know how to use a bain-marie, you have to know how to use a brazen pan, you have to know how to use the steam pot and them some big pot with the cover. You have to know the timing to take out the rice, otherwise it come pop. You have to know when to stir. You have to use ladle. You can't use pot spoon. Big thing like them ladles use on a boat. All them equipment you have to learn to use when you're doing industrial cooking. So a person might say there's a cook and they could cook and they want the work. They want the work to go and cook in hospital and this and that because they want the work, because they could cook. And when they go and see the kind of equipment and the kind of work it is, you know they're not able. You're not able. The first time I worked St. Anne's Hospital, the first time they sent me to work St. Anne's Hospital, I fry fish. I went for the 6 to 2 shift. I fry fish from morning till lunchtime. I never fried fish so in my life. I never see that amount of fish before in my life because 1,000 patients was at St. Anne's at the time. You know how much about that fried fish? When I done, I wet from head to toe. I go downstairs and take off my clothes and stand up in front of the fan to cool down. One of the older cooks said, "What is it doing, Frederick?" I said, "I cool down." She said, "You're mad?" You know what happened to me after? A couple of days after, I ended up with an infection on my chest, so I had to get antibiotics because I get a bad cold. You think it's just so? Don't have the experience now. And just feel because you like it, you feel you could do it, and you could do it. People, let me be serious. That 2025 is a serious year. It's either all they want progress, all they want thieving, corruption, a kleptocratic government, one where they say the leader does drink, she drunk and fall down, that she use state resources for she girls. Them say so, not me. That the whole of them corrupt. The inexperience. Is that all they want to match up against a well-oiled organization of the People's National Movement experienced people? The PNM could run rings around the UNC members right now hundreds of times because they're not ready. Them could go up against a Camille Robinson-Regis, a Penelope Beckles, a Dr. Nain Gaspy, a Julia Morian. Yeah? You could see Anita going, not Anita. Anita is the only saving grace they must have. You could see Khadija Amin going up against them for woman I call. You could see Mohit going up against them for woman I call. You could see Kamla Prasad Bisesa, pound for pound, going up against them for woman I call. All they could see that. All they could see Ratiram, David Lee, Nanku, and all the rest of them, Saddam, Pardat, and all them go up against Brian Manning, Dr. K. Christopher Rowley, Minister Seojong SC, Fitzgerald Hines, oh gosh, Com Embert, Rohan Senanan. You want me to continue? You want me to continue? All they could see that, all they could see that crew I called from the UNC meeting with any world leaders anyway to do anything for this country. The way them just talk and get on one say some man that kidnapped, she come along with some can't call the police and all kind of thing and be kind on and all kind of all they could see she meeting with any international body to treat with matters to Trinidad and Tobago. All they could see Mohit doing that, all they could see Saddam or Barry Parada doing that. Or they could see David, where is it David Lee, or even David Naked or Anil Roberts sitting down to represent we as government to government in any place. Or they could see that and all they comfortable with that image. All they don't get all that thing in order and take small talk and chupid talk. Don't share the live and them from Dominic and Sharon and Bruce and Juliet and John and Darren Marcel and don't share them. Don't share the information and keep it all yourself. And let the UNC continue all over with the troll and them talking a pack of shit. And say, but oh, the PNM social media office, we gone past that. If we did waiting on the PNM social media officer, you think we'd be where we are today? We gone past that. We don't study them things because we studying country. We studying country and we're doing it for love of country because we understand the importance of having a people's national movement in office. The only national party, the only party that developed all the infrastructure in this country. You hear what Ranson and say? That roadworks for Tobago and Ting has been in planning in the PNM for years. And this government under Dr. Rowley bring it to fruition. The gas deal, same thing. Point 14 highway, same thing. All them hospital and infrastructure. And it's the People's National Movement. Mr. Manning built the government campus so that the government had to pay the quote-unquote 1% money for the office space. Can no person be send them and use it? The same 1% that they be quarreling about, them was paying the 1% money in all the office and them that was renting. They even rent buildings somewhere in Bataria saying it's the CPO office. When they call the CPO office, CPO said it still was on St. Vincent Street. Who like the 1% that we talking about more than Kamala and them? She had a whole function in the diplomatic center to celebrate them and say the rest of we should follow them. Who more love them than she? Mr. Manamel, the whole government campus, all government buildings could go down there so they don't have to pay all that rent. It's under Dr. Rowley, started putting long ministries down there. Legal affairs down there. Passport office down there and so much others down there. Ministry of Education had their own building. They moved from wrong where they was in Sinclair, the little cramped up place. They have floors like that. I went there too. So let us watch the progress that this country has made under Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley and this particular People's National Movement and get caught up with small talk and get caught up with old talk. The party not perfect. It ain't no angel with wings in the People's National Movement then drop from heaven. It go have the little couture. But we know how to deal, let me just say, them know how to deal with it. And if they say they don't wash the dirty linen in the public, then know why did I say that? Don't look at that as if they hiding nothing. You just want people to know all what's going on all in your house. You don't tell your trend and then watch me. What say inside here and talking here, keep it here, you know. You don't say them thing? Well, the PNM is like a house and a family, and when they had a back and I'll deal with it inside. This kind of way running out, and people who are not even involved, this Lee Hunt. You was a minister, Dr. Rowley bring you in the government. He gave you the position as public utility minister, you can make it as senator because nobody vote for you. And what you do? They say you can't get your way. You just walk away, mash up everything. No, you are the biggest voice on the outside. Or this sick boy. I show myself a little short, man. When you see the short, so some of them, hubris syndrome does be in them. You come all of a sudden, make a kind of couture and back and all this Lee Hunt and feel as the brightest. Or you always want to test to feel who brighter than one kind of thing. Why you didn't stay in the PNM? Why you didn't stay in the Ministry of Public Utilities and do the work? You walk away from that, so what are you talking about now? And dearly beloved Mr. Frederick, your information is always valuable, darling. Again, condolences on the way of lost your wife. Calm yourself and stay out of that now. Calm yourself and stay out of that now. Calm yourself and stay out of that. I don't know if it's something you want to do because I don't know. But stay out of them kind of thing now. And to my loving hero in the labor movement, first time I'm going to say it now. Nobody can talk against Ms. Baptiste Primus where labor is concerned to me. I will stand and defend she in that when it comes to labor. Because I find her to be one of, in the modern times, the last true leader in the union. So you can't come around with no union talk with she. But I want to tell her I love her dearly. When you see what's happening there with the PNM and whatever it is, stay out of that. Mrs. Baptiste Primus, stay out of that. Don't take chain up from nobody. That part I go tell you, stay out of that. But you see, when it comes to union business, nobody can tell me nothing. I will defend you with that when it comes to union business because I know the kind of work you do in the Public Services Association and wait come now. You see that? Nobody can drum me and talk, but no. You see that politics thing and thing? You stay out of that now. Don't get chained up with nobody now. Don't get chained up. You're too big and you're smart and intelligent to get chained up in them kind of talk, right? But we grow like that. Labor. Here's my girl, here's my hero. So people, let me see all who here. Joel, Alicia, Yvette, Andrew, Philo, Suan, Suyin, Ali, Leon, Cassie, Tessa, Clara, Kathleen, Roxanne, Carl, Gloria, Hollister, Merle, Joanne, Melka, Roslyn, Galen, Arnold, Kurt, Brian, Christopher, Cheryl, Clive, Shirley, Real Steel, Pauline, Balti, Shirley, Quasi, Janet, Donna, Hazel, Joycelyn, Hadara, Carolyn, Anton, Joyda, Kelvin, Sarah, and Ingrid. You all have a blessed weekend. Stay safe. I know some of them must be going and lime in the bush line. Down in some way, down so. I'm going to tell you what bush lime I'm talking about. Who know, who ain't know. All be safe out there, whatever you all do. And remember, at the end of the day, you're looking at stability of this country, progress, credibility, experience, and who could get the job done. That is not the UNC. That is the People's National Movement. If the UNC continue how they're going, they will always be a one term or always in opposition. They had to done a that set an experience. Not me who say corrupt, kleptocratic, them had to born again and come again. But then again, if they continue the philosophy of the DLP, whereas a Hindu party with that philosophy, only about Indian people, well, Hindu people, which is mostly Indian people, you know where they're going to be national because this is not India. It ain't even Guyana. Hey, Suriname. We are a cosmopolitan country, Trinidad and Tobago. Every creed and race find an equal place. And I'm willing to stand with all my brothers and sisters of any ethnic group to help build this country. Them respect me, I respect them. They disrespect me, I go disrespect them. It's a love at the end of the day. Me and them, me, you know, Bible thumping, going to church in the village. I'm a Rastafarian. I believe in equal right and justice. You ain't gonna slap me on this cheek and then tell me about turn the next cheek. No. If you slap me unwarranted, I go slap your ass back. If it's something I do, and I'm not talking literal slap, only not talking about. If it's something I do and I deserve that correction or whatever, I go have to take it because I'm wrong. If not, not me. And all who talking about when they go low, we must go high. It sounds very nice. And some of us, you know, yeah, we'll go high. You see me? When they go low, if I feel like, based on what, me going lower. And I'm coming out very clean and very decent. I answering back. The days are pacifying and frightening. If you talk, people will say racial, then days done. Because it's only people who insecure about themselves. Every time you talk about them, they say that you're racial against them. Because when they say things about we don't say the racial against we just take, we talk. Who call me more monkey, ugly, donkey, duncy, monkey, all kind of things during 2020. And it was cool. It was we was saying them things. In fact, it was endorsed by Kamla Prasad Sessa. It was we who calling them thing. Oh God, the UN, all kind of thing would have to come in. But they say that and hear what people say, don't say nothing, leave it alone. And we take that in 2020. Never again, Kamla, never again. Or they ain't going to call with them thing and we and say back to suit. I'm not advocating violence. I'll never do that. I believe in talking. Sitting at the table and talk. But all of we could raise him out and all of we could cause stink. If we have to be equal in this country. Me ain't bowing down my head and nobody will raise their head up high because I'm frightened. No. All of we standing together with respect, shoulder to shoulder, watching you in your eye, and we good like that. because I'm confident about me. I love being me. I love being black, and I am beautiful. You don't have to find I beautiful. I find I beautiful, and that's most important. I am black, I proud, and I beautiful. Say it loud. Be Chinese and proud, and say it loud. Be Indian and proud, and say it loud. Be Syrian, Lebanese, and proud, and say it loud. Be Caucasian, and say it loud. If all they don't want to say it, and all the facts because I saying it or African people saying it, all they have to deal with that. But at the end of the day, every creed and race find an equal place. I love you all. Correct, Sister Jamie. No, we ain't taking no disrespect. We're not going to disrespect you. But if you disrespect we, you're going to get back disrespect. So treat you with respect, you're going to get treated with respect. And I tell my people, treat them with respect too, if all they want to get respect. It works both ways, you know. Don't feel like one-sided. But I could see it through my eye because I'm a person of African descent. I will try to understand through the eyes of another person, but I may not be able to fully understand. But I know how it is on we side. Yeah, we have challenges in the African community. Everybody that's telling we know that, and we have to work on that. We have challenges also in the Indian community, but it doesn't want nobody to talk about that. That is unfair. So people see you all. Monday calls Pierre come with something for something new. This is a girl Ginger and Sister Jenny, Auntie Jenny. And if you want to get formal as Miss Jennifer Frederick, another edition that we talk the thing. Long time I ain't played this song. Let me see if I get it. I should have think of that before. Let me see if I get it. I know Roxanne like it. I know she like to put up she emoji where she real going on. Let me get it and play it as I go. Oh yeah, it's easy, you know. Give me. Let me play this one. It's not this one really, you know. Sleeping time, 2025. Sleeping time. Sleeping time. Look, wine and win. Hey.
I was thinking of the radio when somebody told me them. Somebody said that I'm up today. It was to take care of them. And in this crowd was singing loud, according to the convention. When we walk in big scanting, oh Lord, what a session. In the hand was a man and it's half a jam. He hit them bam, bam, bam. Somebody said, but I like the man, he had a touch of every William.
Hallelujah.
We ain't making no mistake.
Hallelujah. We make no mistake. They go take. Hallelujah.
When I say go here, you know what I mean.
Good. We see the country clean. We can't feel. Let's in the team. Let go. We'll just sit here and every oh, bye-bye. Hey. Sleeping time. You don't like it, fight it. Sleeping time. Hey. One more verse.
One nature is one people today and dynamic diversity.
Why?
A party strong because all along celebrate our equality. Equality right across the board, everybody have a chance. That's why
we song, and leave no copyright. That's we song. Yeah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
So when my position get the
go take. Hallelujah.
I want to say go here, you know what I mean.
Hallelujah.
Oh, you see it just want to keep.
Hallelujah. We can't fail. Breakers is the other. Hey. Sleeping time. Oh, sleeping time. Hey. Sleeping time. Hey. Sleeping everywhere. Election time is here. Sleeping everywhere. Election time is here. We'll be sleeping everywhere. Election time is here. We'll be sleeping everywhere. Oh, God. Hey. Weekend time, people. Enjoy all the weekend. I God. I love all the theory on Monday, God's flesh. Know the assignment 2025 to weekend time. Let's send the team. Greatest.
Yes. Yes. So, yes. So good evening, people. And yes. So, right. Let me just go on this thing here. Some quick announcements. So that we tomorrow is Bushline. Yes. So I will be at Bushline tomorrow, and I'll try my best, my utmost best, to do some impromptus in live, see who I can get to interview tomorrow at Bushline. So I want to thank my sponsor for buying that ticket and telling me, let's go to Bushline tomorrow. So Bushline, I will be there in Bushline for the first time in how many, well, not how many years, but the first time I will be in Bushline tomorrow. So, and I hear it had nice food, nice and everything. So I'll be there to eat, drink, and for my belly. And I'll see if I can bring some okra and rice, which is one of my favorite, with some pigtail in it. I know some people don't eat pigtail, but you know how the things go. Also, so Jenny it will be here Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Wednesday night is Dauntless. We did have a little technical problem, and boy, you know, sometimes you try to go in a different location, and so we are going to be. I'm going to try my utmost best to find another location, and I may very well have another location for Culture Point on Thursdays. And this Sunday, we have a special presentation for you all. A very, 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 very informative, as World AIDS month is in the month of the 1st of December is World AIDS Day, and so I didn't know that until I just happened, you know, things just happen at advance. You ever believe that? And so this Sunday, I'll be highlighting part 1 of a story of a person who lives with HIV, and viewer discretion is advised, but they're also looking for assistance in terms of getting help for the for the place in which they're living in. So viewers' discretion will be advised. So look out this Sunday. Tell a friend. Tell everybody. It's important that they watch this video, and they just part 1 of what you'll be learning about AIDS and HIV and all the many, many things that you ought to know. You will see the person, but you have to watch it. You have to watch it. You have to watch it. Not no ordinary video that will be shown this Sunday at 8 o'clock. And if you want to get to watch it, you need to. If you want to go on the chat, we will have our own chat on Bounce Up. So you need to get in there. You need to, but trust me, it is going to be, if you know your heart and your stomach ain't too good, but viewers' discretion is advised on this Sunday. And also, the following Sunday, you will see part 2 of our series as we talk more about AIDS, or we interview another person who is living with AIDS, who is living with HIV, but they are undetectable at this point in time. And then when they talk about the whole history in part 2, and then part 3, you will learn more education as we on this drive to educate you, inform, entertain, but also to bring you real stories of real people. Yeah. So tomorrow is Bushline. So I'm going down Sharamas tomorrow because apparently Jenny didn't know what Bushline is, but she's just going to Bushline. But I don't know. They really say they told some woman somewhere, but nevertheless. But don't say me. They didn't hear it from me. But she don't know where she going, but she just going Bushline. Some way. But I know I going down Sharamas. But in a part where it is used to have the bush line. So they're going back there and have the bush line. So tickets are sold out. So please, if you come in and you want to storm, some Trinidadians like to storm people to Indo. It's $800. $800, and you get to see all the professionals in the PNM. There's supposed to be ministers there. We don't know if the prime minister might come. Never know if the president might drop in. So there are many people who are going to be there tomorrow at Bushline. So we are going to be there, and I will try my utmost best. Once I don't fall asleep, trying to figure out all, because plenty food out on the teeth. There's plenty food. So when I hear the kind of menu, I say, well, good. Thank God somebody paid the bill, and I did not pay that bill. But nevertheless, I want to thank my sponsors for making sure that I go and eat. So I have to be down there for 5 o'clock because they want to get in first. Imagine that. I don't really go party early, but they want to get in early. So we will be there early. Oh, okay. Again, no, you want private conversation on the thing. No, I don't finish it up. Yes. So, and then so Sunday, don't forget, Sunday night at 8 o'clock, we having that live, and it's one-on-one, fearless with Miss Roberts, talking about AIDS and HIV, the stigmatization and everything in one. And also, well, I think as of midnight Sunday, the Telegram channel, I think it's out now, the Telegram channel will be removed. So you need to get up on the platform because we have a personal chat, because really and truly that Telegram chat is too wide and open and it's in the public, and people can take what you want to say. So if you want to cuss, you gotta be careful if you're cussing on those channels. Be careful if you're cussing on those channels. Be careful of what you're saying on those channels. We can have people who not come on the channel, but they can see what you're saying on your channel, and they will take that information and they can quote it back to other people, and you don't want that to happen, and then they're saying how you say and you didn't say. Yes, Eric, I seen you. I seen you, Eric. So those channels, we are moving those channels. Go to the platform. Please get on the platform. No, I don't like comments, or I like comments. I don't understand that. I don't like comments. I just telling you the facts. But we moving the platform, those telegram chats, and we're going straight to the platform, which is bounceup.com. And What bacchanal is that, boy? I don't know. What's that? 4 p.m. is the event tomorrow. I don't know about no 4 p.m. I know about 5. I know about 5, but if you have a ticket saying 4 o'clock, no problem, Eric. If you going in 4 o'clock, no problem, but I going for 5. Yeah, and I have to, you will be late at 5 p.m. Well, no, I wouldn't be late. I wouldn't be late. Got a pet and powder and, make sure. But it's a casual event, so it's a jersey and pants and all them kind of thing. Me, I never walk in a party, me go and open the party, Like people want to go and open party. No, you don't work with mosquito repellent. You don't work with no mosquito repellent. Remember, it's nature. So you're going into nature. So you have to take a little bite. You understand? You have to take a little bite. You don't know. There are all type of mosquitoes that like to bite. So, no, I am accustomed to bush. I accustomed to bush. I know to work with my cutlass, but I can't go in there with a cutlass to kill the snake. Because they are part of, well, the natural snake is normal snake, but then it have other snakes. But no, well, no. But Bushline is tomorrow. The program is scheduled for Sunday. Jenny will be back on Monday. You never know, I might get perhaps, but I have some things that I really want to highlight. I don't know about the market bar, but I used to farm down in Chagaramas down there by the guava farmers. And well, and I did a story down there also with a man who came in and take over the people and them thing. But the court made a ruling and he had to remove half of what he have riding. Look, I not getting no way back on. So so that's that. Also, I want to tell the head of the police social welfare committee that they need to follow the instructions of the police commissioner. No, really and truly. They need to follow the instructions of the police commissioner and start wearing a uniform, because to approach people in a jersey and a jeans or a jersey and a pants and a jersey just mark police in the back of it, that will not stand in the public domain anymore. The woman said, put on a uniform, put on a uniform. Those who wear tactical, right. Those who wear certain type of clothes, right. The public will know those type of clothes, but put on a uniform when you're approaching the people. Because bandits are putting on jersey with police mark in the back of it and saying, and saying how they are police. You understand? Yeah. So, and that is what went on in a particular incident that the police is claiming that, well, the man is a businessman, and the man asks them to see, the man asks the police, the real police, I don't know how to say it there, that real police and fake police. So he thought it was fake police because they didn't have the uniform. There wasn't even the camouflage kind of gray and white, but the tactical unit is where they just had on a jersey with a name print police in the back of it. They pull over the man's vehicle. The man asks to see that he have a license revolver also. The man asks to see for them to identify themselves, and they said there's just police. The man said he want no half kit either. The uniform to get exempted to wear plain clothes. Yes. So the man did ask to see to make sure that they were police. They wasn't identifying themselves. He then fired shots at the real police, thinking the real police is fake police trying to kidnap him, and they fired back shots, and that is how the cookie is crumbled. 1-1. So, well, I understand the undercover ones, yes, but they were not undercover. They were not undercover. Apparently, there was a marked vehicle, but marked vehicle also committing criminal crime elsewhere. So, and then I want to talk to the police and social welfare, Mr. Benjamin. I think not Benjamin. The police and social welfare person, the senior person, because you see the advisor telling them that they had to go in the court with a gun, and if they don't go in with the gun, they had to walk back out and go back to the station and all that dutishness. You see the kind of foolishness that is encouraged in Trinidad and Tobago. Really and truly, you see the kind of foolishness that is encouraged in Trinidad and Tobago. And I am not even hearing an outcry that this man is telling officers that when you reach to the court, hey, you go to the station, hand over your gun, go to the court, do your matter, and then come back out. If you have no cocoa in the sun, you have nothing to hide. You can have plenty of security with gun in the courthouse. So there's no need for you to go in the courthouse with no gun, because there have been incidents, not in Trinidad, but outside, where you have people who come in the courthouse with gun, and then you have shots fired. Oh, it's ACP, yeah, Dixon, right. So we will need to ask him, why are you insisting? Why every time the police commissioner says something, why it is they keep resisting, and I keep saying it, it's because they don't want a woman to lead them. Let me tell you something. These fellas and them who reach a certain rank in the police service have a mentality that they are better than the lower ranking officers who might even be more qualified than some of them in the senior officers. Seriously. So they have a problem with the woman. They have a problem with Ola. And if you're having a problem with Ola, well, then take your marbles and go somewhere else. Take it and go somewhere else. Because I really don't understand. The woman say put on her uniform, and we're not putting on her uniform, and yet still is still seeing that Ola from here will just asking. No, she did. She did. But people have to respect the woman. The woman knows exactly what she say, what she's doing. But there are those people who don't want to support the woman, and they make it life miserable. So all they know to do is just make life miserable in the police station, throughout the police service. And then you know what the public will say? Well, she ain't working, she ain't functioning, she ain't doing this, she ain't doing that. Give the woman a chance. Give the woman a chance. And let me get the thing going, man. Crime is on a high. Better tell the officers who in second division, third division, all kind of division. Let me go out on the street and let me work and let me fix the country, the crime problem. And those businessmen in Central, when the criminologist put out the article and the statement, or you vex, because the man said Most of these crimes happening in Central is linked to drugs, money laundering, and extortion and all these different things. All the crimes are linked to businessmen feeding gang members, and he like, but the vex of the man because the man talk, because the man telling you the truth. The man is talking the truth. But the chamber come out and make one set of bacchanal, the so-called central chamber, come out and make one set of bacchanal because they like to hide. Let me tell you something. At the end of the day, it is better we fix the place and talk the truth than we keep lying to ourselves over and over and over and expecting a different result. Let me fix the place. Because we know for a fact that some of these fishermen who going out to the sea to say they win and fish, they ain't going and fish. They go and fish for other things, but not the fish, not the real fish in the water. So let me, yeah. So, well, I don't know if some of them feel this man, because the amount of man I see getting emasculated in Trinidad is a hell of a thing. But let me fix the crime problem. The criminologists didn't lie. Half of the things that are going on in Central is because of those things. So let me get real. And some of those brothels, yeah. Plenty of, they know it's $19 million in marijuana coming in from down in the peninsula along the southwest peninsula. 19 million in marijuana, and you get to grow 4 trees in a yard, but yet still 19 million coming in. With that, Eric, Saddam, Madam Saddam, one down way to get pizza. Oh, okay. Look, not me, no? I go to that. I feel Big Bird get it for it too. But nevertheless, let the woman do she work. Because there are a number of officers who are functioning and there are a number of officers who are not functioning. And some of them in racket, some of them have been renting out the uniform. And because one would have find all the man ID card, the this, the that, all kind of thing in a house. All kind of thing they find for you in a house. But you know the first thing the same union will say, or the association will say, it was stolen. That's why I keep telling you here. If we had to bring a unit, we need to have a proper vetting unit. We need to have a vetting unit. One that will take the police to a different level. But it was surprising to see, just to tell you, but it was surprising to see Johnny Abraham come out and, you know, make a statement when the police officer had gotten shot. And I think she's recovering still in the hospital. So I still want to really, because you know anything could happen really and truly when you get shot. So why you say that, Eric? Eric, the live is there, no, we could run 24 hours, no, trust me. You can trust me. We run this election from USA election, and we're going to run the Trinidad election from start to finish, the Tobago House election from start to finish. We're running all them elections from start to finish. Nobody can shut me down, man. Johnny Walker is an old blasted crook. You ain't like that? But really and truly, let me get to fix the crime. Trump mass deportation plan will cost 900 plus million. Well, let me tell you something. Let me talk some international politics here. Let me talk some bacchanal international politics, because really and truly, let me talk the international bacchanal. So while the election day going on in progress, it has some mannequin with Trump sticking some other woman in down in the tongue. So the woman legs skin up all over the place, and Trump and the police had to separate Trump from the woman. Now imagine that, eh? Imagine that. But if you have but the same way we just call illegal immigrants to come out of the country, the Americans want to send them back home. Trump and the fine, well, hey, now the illegals send them back home. You understand? People complain about the Latinos and them in the country, the Venice. And look how much Venice was allowed to go up from Venezuela straight up to North America, passing through Mexico to come to the border. Look how much of them. Look how many was allowed to come up to go up to Central America and hit to America. But somebody must send me the number for Aruka. Somebody must send me the number for Aruka, so we can invite him a day to come on this platform, you know. Get the story right, unless only people want to see a European one. Wait, in America? The amount of people that want to go to America, that land of free. So people that want to go to America, well, if you deport the wife, who you gonna have home in your house? Well, Donald Trump have money, so you can afford to take anybody. Even more crossing the borders with Trump was in office. Well, remember the man said he's going to finish off that wall, eh? The man going to finish off the wall, eh? Remember that too? And he reached a good distance to the wall, eh? Oh, well, yeah, somebody sent me Maruka. I want to know if he finishing law, because I know he was doing paralegal or something so. So I'm not too sure. I wanna talk to him, and get him to come on a day, and yeah, and let me have a chat. She's a white European. I don't think she's a white European. I think she's a Spanish. Yeah, she's a Spanish. But I think she's white, you know. I don't think she's white. Yeah, we will try to get a number, and she's a Slovenian. Okay. Well, look at that. Well, look at that. She have blue eyes. If she have blue eyes, they know that everybody is considered to be white. If you don't have blue eyes, you're considered to be black or colored. So, and a Slovenian is really a Russian, you know. So she have it in she blood. Yeah, I know that. Aruka doing law of farming. Well, I know he was going some little classes where he was doing paralegal. So, and I hear him today, you know, somebody had on the radio and I hear him today, and they shut him down. They shut him down today. They say, no, don't call here with that today. So I realized he fighting to get his voice out there, and they fighting down the man. So he have a platform here. We must call him and tell him he have a platform, and he is welcome. He's welcome. Come, Aruga, because you never know. Yeah, he is always. But I see you try to call Dumb and Dumber program today, and they run him like a old dog. I don't know why. I don't know why he loves to be run. I don't know why he like to be treated like that, but nevertheless. Hey, and how come, director? How come you get one of money, boy? $1 million Elon Musk was giving away, and we and him getting that money, boy. $1 million, you know. Look, I able. No, but $1 million. Elon Musk was giving away $1 million. Imagine that, you know, during election time, a man giving you can get $1 million just to come to rally, or to sign some petition. Why that can happen? I will go ahead shaking. Why call Dumb and Dumber? I don't know why he be calling Dumb and Dumber, but somebody get onto him and let me have a conversation. I would really like to have a conversation with Aruka, and yeah, so you gotta be, you're begging to talk on a radio frequency. You don't beg here. We help you. Yeah, and imagine that Ian Moss and them. So wait now. With that kind of money Ian Moss and them have, they can afford to get nearly everybody in America $1 million. Because that's the first time I see in a history of an election a man saying, come, and you can get $1 million just to sign a petition when you come by the rally. That's the first time I hear that. Well, if he was part of apartheid, well, then I can't take him on. Because his foreparents would have been murderers and people who don't like black people. Scrap iron, old battery buying. Yeah, so, and if they make money, I think we need to tell Elon Musk that we need our repatriation money that he owing the people of South Africa and some of them countries, even in Africa. And then Apple also in a bacchanal now, because Apple then raid the country, one of the countries on the African continent, where they have to take some natural resources to do something with the phone, and yes, Apple actually saying now they're recycling the part in the phone, so they don't have to go to South, they don't have to go to Africa on the continent to get that natural resource. So after that make all the millions, you ain't put on a school in the people place. You ain't put on no health facility, no church, no nothing. You take all that money. Something really had to know. And I mean to say, don't the Apple employees and all getting fired from Apple for talking out. And it was on the, it was all on the media. So, and one of the next things we're gonna see is probably a stop to the war of Israel and this genocide that's going on in the Gaza. So we might very well see an end. Trump might bring an end to the war. Yeah, Trump might bring an end to this war in Gaza. Because really and truly, one of the things that I find also strange that I really wanted to talk about also, and I will bring it up, and I'm going to get the journalists and their names that was murdered, and I mean murdered. Eh? Journalists who were murdered for carrying out their duties, and I can't understand why it is the world is not saying to Netanyahu that you need to allow journalists free passage. This thing, but you're not giving certain news agencies accreditation, and the Israeli military can kill people, and they don't have to face international court because they are not signatories to plenty of the convention. I don't understand how it is Israel is like a parallel institution to the rest of the world, and they're getting away with a number of things. And people don't like people just going along with it. Because you can't tell me 42,000 people died after I see all them kind of bombs dropping, boom, 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 boom. Every school, is hospital, is this, is that, and nobody's saying nothing. Nobody. And you know, and when people rise up now, you know the first thing they will say? Terrorists, terrorists. But how you can sit back and watch genocide taking place? Even the two people from Africa who went forward and made a case in the International Criminal Court, and America still giving them funds. America was still giving them funds. And let me tell you something. That's why you see Kamala Harris. She and all had a part to play in why she lost the election. Eh? Because when they asked her, will you do anything different to what Biden did? She said no. She said no. And people who were protesting against that war, that genocide war that is going on. So what did she say? I heard her, the woman said, they asked her, I said, when I watch the international news, I doubt the doctor, what she said, live, you know. She said she would do nothing different. So you also contribute. And when they keep asking about your Black history, when they ask about the Black history, you see she only acknowledging the Asian part of her. And there were people get vexed with she for too. She didn't acknowledge, she wasn't acknowledging the Black part. If Barack Obama didn't go and start a campaign and appeal to the Black voters, really and truly, a lot of the women might, well, I can't say because there are Black people who voted for the both party. But I follow the news. I follow the rallies. She contributed to her own laws. But nevertheless, it neither here nor there with me with the Democrats and Republicans in America. I live in Trinidad. So when they have the battle on their election time, that is them. I have a battle in Trinidad to fight in 2025. So we had to really start looking at what is happening on the international stage. We had to start looking at what is happening on the international stage. But I'm seeing this thing happening, and it's like, okay, well, you're calling for ceasefire. You're calling for ceasefire, but yet still you're funding the war. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. But nevertheless, war is money. So to hell with the people who die, they don't come. Tomorrow is Bushline, and Sunday, part 1 of this whole thing. So you stop commenting all of a sudden. Parental discretion is advised. And that's why I tell you, that's why we had to go to the chat room. So when we goes, and we saw what we had to see, YouTube can't shut me down. Facebook can't shut me down. TikTok can't shut me down. Because we could cuss and we could say what we want to say all night on the own platform. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and register as we move forward. Hey, people, have a blessed night. And don't forget, Jenny's on back Monday, same time, 5:30, right here on Bouncer. Have a blessed night.